Hello, hello, hello. Welcome to another live episode of the O&G StrikeZone. Bryan Fulford, Marcus Green, Kelvin Rozier. Brothers, it's good to see you. Kelvin all dressed up. What's going on, Kelvin?
It's an award show today. So I had to look the part. I almost went with the tux because I do have a FAMU tux now. But
oh my gosh.
Wait a minute. A FAMU tux. Please describe. And one day we have to see this. Please describe.
You'll see it sometime this fall.
You're going to break it out this fall. Okay.
Yes.
Never worn before, or is this like something new?
Never seen before.
Ooh. Okay. All righty then. Well, want to thank everybody for tuning in and joining us tonight. We are the O&G StrikeZone. Live watching us. Many of you are on the Black College Sports Network, whether it be on Facebook, on YouTube. Maybe you're watching us on Instagram. Could be also watching us on X / also known as Twitter. We thank all of you for coming in, joining the show. Do us a favor on YouTube and Facebook. Go ahead and hit that thumbs up button if you would. Get that thumbs up button hit early in the show. And go ahead and share the show. You know, we got a big show tonight. It's the votes are in. And we will share with you the names for the second annual O&G Awards. Thank you to everyone who voted. Great participation, great turnout from Rattler Nation. I won't say surprising, but definitely hearing from a lot of people, there were some tough categories, especially in the women's categories, man, because our women's teams were so successful. So amongst the coaches, the athletes, the teams, I mean, talk about some tough choices, man. And people were really engaged, and we really thank everybody for taking time out to vote. Coming up on tonight's show, we're gonna have it's gonna be hot. It's just gonna be potpourri style. We got some nominees that will be recognized as winners. We will have them on the show. We got a few special surprises, and we've even got some guests coming up at the bottom of hour one. Marvin Green will be joining us. Marvin is the director or chairperson of the FAMU Sports Athletic Hall of Fame. So we're going to get a chance to talk to Marvin about the new class, the incoming class of 2024. Then at the top of hour two, we're going to talk to former FAMU basketball player KJ Parker, one of the freshmen from last year. He was a true freshman, played lots of minutes last season. So we're going to talk to KJ, find out what is in store for his future, and kind of find out a little about his experiences the past year. And then, of course, some special surprises, some O&G awards and things like that. So without further ado, going to say hello to everybody. I don't know how much time that I have. I'm just going to, as I scroll through, normally, you know, I kind of, let me back up for a second. Let me remind everybody, first off, you see right there, that Cash App button, you can donate to the show right there via Cash App. You can use that square code in the bottom right corner to make a donation. If you're on YouTube, on MyJBN Online, you can go ahead and leave a super chat as well. All donations and proceeds help the Black College Sports Network and the O&G StrikeZone. And special announcement, fellas. Special announcement at the start of the show here. Let me get the graphics all squared up. Got a lot of stuff queued up in here. You know, we told you about this event coming up we wanted to remind everybody to go ahead and join the FAMU Rattler Boosters. FAMURattlerBoosters.com. Be a part of the drive that we are a part of here in the month of July to try to get as many members to sign up with the boosters. Even hey guys, we got a shout out even earlier, man. Appreciate Mr. Selvin Cobb giving us a shout out as the 220 Club returned this afternoon, and hopefully you got a chance to watch it. It was good to see Mrs. Jackson there and Vaughn. So it was just really, really good to see that. Good to see them honoring Mr. Eddie Jackson as well. But for us, we're going to be a part of this 2024 kickoff luncheon and fundraiser on August 10th in Tallahassee. It starts at 2 p.m., but of course, earlier in the day, there is a golf outing. But we talked about the VIP tables. We told Mr. Cobb that we are going to get a VIP table, and I have already secured sponsorship. I will, I'll hold off on releasing that just yet, but the VIP table is secured, fellas. So Marcus, I know Kelvin will be there. Marcus, are you going to fly down to Tallahassee that weekend to make it? Now that I'm reserving the spot.
Yeah, I heard you last week, Kelvin.
Not going to be able to do it.
No, that's because I'm saving up to come to Atlanta.
Ooh, okay.
There you go.
Okay.
There you go.
We'll take that. We'll take that. All right. So that leaves the open spot. Okay. So if you want to sit with us at a VIP table, we will have a few seats available. Somewhere in the ballpark of, I'm going to estimate between 4 and 5. And in order for you to be in the drawing, and I notice I said the drawing, to be a part and sit at the table with us, you have to be a member of our YouTube page, our Jericho Broadcast Network's YouTube page. You got to be a member. Now, notice I didn't say subscriber. You got to be a member. There are 3 different levels that you can be a member, and those of you who have signed up to be members, you are automatically qualified to be a part of this. But if you haven't already, there are 3 different membership levels on YouTube. That's at MyJBN Online, and what we'll do is we'll kind of do a drawing. When should I do the drawing, guys? Any ideas? How should I give people a week, 2 weeks? What do you think?
What's the Wednesday show look like? I haven't looked at August yet.
Let's give him 2 weeks.
2 weeks. Okay.
The last Wednesday show in this month, July.
All right. So the week after, so not next week, obviously, will be heavy about SWAC Media Day. So the following Wednesday will be the last day. So anybody that gets signed up through our JBN YouTube page, you got an opportunity to be at our table if you can make it to Tallahassee, if you're in Tallahassee. But we want to encourage you to go join our YouTube channel, and we will select random draw the people who get to sit at our table with us for this event. Now, hey, if you want to purchase a ticket, you see the cost there. You can also, maybe if you have a business, your business, it's what Mr. Cobb say, it's a tax write-off opportunity because the Rattler Boosters are 501c3. So you can even donate a table. So if somebody's watching our show, has a business, and you want to join in with us in this venture of supporting and raising funds, raising memberships, increasing the memberships of the Rattler Boosters, go ahead and do that with us, and go ahead and reserve a VIP table, and we can get some people loaded up. So we want as many Rattlers in the house for that. So, all right, does that make sense? That sound good to you, fellas?
Yes, sir.
All right, good deal. So let's see. Hey, okay. Let's go to some news. We got all kinds of news happening around FAMU, man. I mean, some great, some good, some head scratching, but it's all kinds of news, and we never.
That's FAMU.
That's FAMU. So you know that. But Marcus, let's kind of start with some recruiting news, and not necessarily of the gridiron kind, right?
Yes. So we got, things are going hot and heavy in basketball. Both teams have reported in and are doing summer drills, summer practices, and I guess not in theory, but in actuality, the first summer program for both the new coach and our second-year coach. So starting off, I know a couple weeks ago, actually as far back as uh, mid-June, we did get a commitment from, and I hope I pronounce her name correctly, Sabu Gee. She's coming over from New Mexico State University. She'll be either a senior or a grad student. But the ones that came up this week, Tanija Purifoy, and hopefully I'm pronouncing her name correctly. She comes from Pine Forest High School in Pensacola, where she was uh, pretty well regarded as a player. And at Chipola Community College the last 2 years, where this year she was voted the All-American Honorable Mention team. She was voted All-Conference team for the Panhandle Conference, and also for both the past 2 years. So she was first team All-Conference in the Panhandle Conference for Chipola the last 2 years, her freshman and sophomore years. And this year she also got the honor of being an All-American Honorable Mention for NJ, the Junior College Association Division One. So she's come with a lot of accolades, and she did get talk to Gerald a little bit the other day in the article that he wrote up about the summer program under Coach Gordon. So that was a good heads up that we're getting a really, really good player. And she led her team in high school to the state semifinals, and they lost to American Heritage back in 2021-22. And the next one I think has gotten a lot of buzz today.
Hold on, let me go back, because
Yes.
I think Purifoy, an interesting quote in the article about Purifoy was that it mentioned about her leadership skills and how she's looking for a replacement in that leadership category of what Ariana Grizzle meant to last year's team. I guess that is something that Coach Gordon has already sort of gone to her with, right? Did I read that right?
Seemingly so. And, especially with some of the returning talent that we have already on the roster, I guess that speaks a lot to how she values and what she brings to the table.
Mm-hmm. Okay. All right.
And the next one that's got a lot of buzz today, Zakia Carter. She is 6'6", and she looks 6'6" in the picture.
Especially
she committed.
If you know how tall Coach Gordon and Coach Ginny are, and they are both tall.
And she committed today. She comes from by way of Harris County High School in Hamilton, Georgia. I'm not sure exactly where that is, but I know it's in Georgia. And she transferred in from Chicago State University in Chicago after stints at Mississippi Gulf Coast College and Chattahoochee Valley Community College in Alabama. And I did see something that implied she might have been at North Carolina A&T for a little bit. I haven't confirmed that or validated that. But as a high school senior at Harris County High School, her team made it to the regional semifinal second round in Class 5A. And she was voted on the Class 5A All-State girls basketball team as a senior on the first team, and also she was the Class A Region 1 All-Region Team Player of the Year.
Okay. And what I think is interesting, there aren't very many 6'6" centers in the SWAC / college basketball in general. The young lady Angel Jackson from I think did I say her name right? Was it Jackson, who played
from Jackson State?
Who got drafted. She was one of two 6'6" players in the WNBA draft. Both of them got drafted, of course. She and another young lady, I think, went in maybe the second round or late first. But there aren't many. So I know there might be one or two other, but that's a tremendous get for FAMU, and hopefully, I've read some and seen some good things about Miss Carter, and hopefully we pray for great health, and man, that is a big get for Coach Gordon, and I think she only has 1 year of eligibility. I think that's only 1 year of eligibility.
Yes, and actually, I was wondering about that because I did see her post on Twitter and also Instagram mentioning she'll be using her last year. But I'm just curious because based on when she graduated, I would have thought she would have got a COVID exception.
That's possible. That's possible. That's possible. I think also, I see a lot of people, you don't see a lot of stats and things, and a lot of it's playing time opportunities. But go back and look at what she did in high school. And Marcus, you spotlighted some of that stuff. She can play. I see a couple people saying she's got 2 years. Hollow says she's got 2. But yeah, I mean, I look like she could play coming out of high school. Now,
and she's related to someone I believe who's in the WNBA and played at Mississippi State. She has an older sister.
Okay, I saw.
I think her name starts with a J. I don't remember, but I saw something along those lines, and I think she just got picked up by a team today. So if you go to her Twitter feed, I'll see if I can go to it really quick.
Yeah.
And actually maybe 2 years ago when she was a few years ago when she was a junior, her older sister was a senior, and she has a younger sister. All three of them were playing for Harris County High School around, I want to say 2018.
Mm-hmm.
So she would have been a junior. Her older sister, the one who went to Mississippi State, signed with them, and I believe just got picked up. They all played together.
Right. Okay.
Hey, Bryan, let me just say, Coach Pressure, boy, she's doing her thing. She's been doing it since she's been here, but
right,
how she's recruiting, where she's recruiting, I'm paying attention. I look at things a little more deeper. I mean, I'm looking at her going to the JUCO level, and not just any JUCO, the best JUCO conference.
Best JUCOs, yes.
In the nation, right?
Yes.
Getting someone who put up buckets.
Mm-hmm.
Then you get transfers, and we ain't had no bigs, and we're in a conference where we had a couple of teams that had 6'4", 6'5" players, and so to bring in a big that's not just big, right? Just athletic, and if nothing else, can rebound and play defense. Man, I just love how she's putting her roster together. Her roster management is on point, and I'm really excited to see this team get on the court.
Mm-hmm. And another thing, a lot of the recruits, I don't have the full analysis spreadsheet like I do for football. I'm still working on the Olympic sports, but a lot of these transfers come in with experience, either senior or grad level. So she's looking for people who can play immediately, the couple with the returning experience. So this young lady, the young lady that committed, McEvans from Syracuse, the young lady who are committed, Sabugi from New Mexico. And once again, she played at Northwest Florida State College in Niceville. So once again, I don't know if that's part of the Panhandle Conference, but so looking at people who played at a high level in JUCO, Tanai Purifoy, she'll be a junior. But a lot of these transfers are coming in with experience. So they're coming from the junior college ranks or from Division I schools, and they're coming in as upperclassmen.
Right. Okay. Before we get into the men's recruit, big, a lot of buzz with that. We have to go to one of our awards because our recipient is in the green room. So, got to bring this up for you. Thank you to everybody who voted the 2023-24 Sports Administrator of the Year category. The nominees, great people, great contributions all year by Rhea Floyd, Joshua Padilla, Kerry Tullison. So this is the category that we're going to come up with now. And without further ado, let's go ahead and find out who the winner, the 2023-24 O&G Sports Administrator of the Year is. It's Mr. Joshua Padilla. Josh winning. Winning the hard to beat. Second year in a row for Josh, and coming on the show now. Look who we got. It's none other than
What's up, gentlemen? How are you?
What's up, Josh? Congratulations, sir.
Thank you. I appreciate it. It means a lot that Rattler Nation views me, and not just me, but my staff, and more so all the students that work with me to help make FAMU Athletics look so good on social media and on the website and everything like that.
Yeah. Congratulations, Josh. As Kelvin said, man, you're a hard man to beat, man. Second year in a row, I think you won this. So congratulations.
Yes.
What's the summer like for you? I know it's a little busy right now. We got SWAC Media Day coming up, but you also there's a lot of content getting pushed out.
Yeah. So we have Nick, my the full-time or soon to be full-time video person. He's working with some students to go to football practices, basketball, men's and women's, because those are the 3 sports on campus right now. So we're working on that. Tomorrow morning, I'm actually traveling to Arlington for the Swingman Classic. So I'll be there covering the 4 gentlemen we have participating in the event. And then when they get back, Nick and I are driving to Birmingham for SWAC Media Days next week. And then right after SWAC Media Days, we go to Atlanta for MEAC SWAC press conference on Wednesday. So that's the immediate, next couple of days looks like.
Man, I should have caught a ride with you, Josh, because you got the exact schedule of places that either I will be at or planned on being at. So, man, I should have caught a ride with y'all.
You still can. We're leaving at like 11 a.m. So Monday morning.
But yeah, I thank you all for those. Anything you want to get in there quickly, because we don't want to keep Josh for too long. Marcus or Kelvin, anything you want to jump in and ask Josh real quick while we got him?
Nothing to ask. Just to comment that I really appreciate you and your team and what they do. And this O&G Award, the reason we do it, and I kind of been in those shoes before, and I know sometimes folks don't get the recognition and notice. You get the criticism, but you don't necessarily get the praise, right? So,
well, I will say my cut and paste skills have gotten better since I first arrived.
Yeah, so we really appreciate you, man, and everything you represent. You do it in the first class manner, great temperament, and you make us look damn good, man. So
I appreciate
thank you.
I appreciate y'all. But just a couple of things that we do kind of have going on. We are going to work on. Last year we did the Road to the OBC. Going to do something similar like that again, set for MEAC SWAC Challenge, and we're going to try to do some more student athlete features. One person, drew a blank, but new player Caleb, men's basketball. He has a great story. His parents, were FAMU alums, students. He was born while his parents were students at FAMU. So he was a former top 100 player. So trying to do some more things like that this upcoming season.
Awesome
Can't
stuff.
wait.
Well, again, Josh, congratulations, sports administrator of the year, second year in a row. Man, congratulations. Thank you. And I will see you on the road. Safe travels to you guys going to Dallas. And we look forward to the content that you guys always push out. It is great to stay up to date with what's going on with our student athletes. So thank you and congratulations. All right.
Thank y'all. Have a great evening. And I'll see y'all in Birmingham.
Yes, sir. Yes, you will. All right. Okay. Good stuff. Well, let's do this. We're going to take a short break. We got one other announcement, one other award to give out, and then we got our interview with Marvin Green. So I'm going to take a quick break so that we can get to that here. Go ahead and hit the thumbs up and the like button if you would, wherever and however you're watching the show, and we will be right back. You're watching the O&G Strike Zone right here on the Black College Sports Network. We'll be back in just a moment.
If you think all pads are exactly the same, think again. This is Always Ultra Thins reinvented with the Always Triple Protection System. This pad wicks gushes 90% faster, absorbs even more so you can feel dry, and locks odors in. Rethink your pad for up to 100% leak-free and odor-free comfort with the totally reinvented Always Ultra Thins. This is always like never before.
The Cuvée Group is a Florida-based marketing and training consulting firm. We help businesses communicate to their target audience and engage them in conversation. We also help to expand their audiences, which will ultimately result in growth for those organizations. In addition to being a certified constant contact specialist, my colleagues and I are also certified in John Maxwell Leadership Principles. We use these proven principles to conduct workshops, training, and private coaching sessions for individuals and companies looking to take things to the next level. Contact us to schedule a free consultation. Issues today, don't delay, call Cuvée.
As technology continues to bring changes to the world of education, it's time we also reimagine teacher professional development. Gone are the days of one-size-fits-all learning that can only be accessed at a specific time and place. The Stride PD Center is an on-demand library of mobile-friendly courses that allow educators to learn anytime and anywhere. Our dynamic courses provide bite-sized learning and help educators advance their knowledge while also gaining professional development hours. The best professional development plans are those that include a level of flexibility and choice for educators. Whether you're a teacher, school, or district, visit us today to take charge of your learning.
All right, welcome back to the O&G Strike Zone. Bryan, Marcus, Kelvin. Thank you to everybody joining in and watching the show. Thank you for everybody who voted in the 2024 O&G Awards. We got another category and another winner to announce. This was one of the hardest categories. I mean, look at these coaches. Woo! I mean,
awesome. All of them.
Hey, all 5 individual great coaches, lots of debates going on offline and online, trying to decide who you're gonna vote for. Man, this was tough.
That's a tough one.
Oh yeah, this is tough. All championship winning coaches, and if they not, they will be. I'm speaking it into existence.
Right.
Right. Okay. So without further ado, let's introduce the winner of the 2024 Women's Sport Coach of the Year is none other than Coach Pressure. That's right, Coach Bridget Gordon. That's right, Coach Gordon, the winner of the Coach of the Year. And guess who's joining us? It's none other than Coach Pressure, Coach Gordon. What's up, Coach?
I'm just enjoying life, just coming off a strike tour in Fort Lauderdale and made it back home to see some of my young ladies home. Like I said, I'm enjoying life right now.
Hey, Coach, I thought I was looking good.
I'm telling you, look, that's
I think she outdid me. Goodness. I got to have that.
I got one.
Just let me know what I owe you.
Okay.
Well, hey, congratulations, Coach, being recognized amongst, your peers there, all great coaches. Just talk a little bit about that season. If you can take a second and reflect on that first year. Obviously, you've got experience playing the game, teaching the game, and then to be in the one chair in the head spot. Your first year, what was that experience like for you?
Whoa, exciting, thrilling. That's why the name came up, Pressure. I was under a lot of pressure. Once again, reminding everybody, was announced on the 28th of July, took the job. First day on the job was August the 11th. First day of school was the 26th. Get shut down by Hurricane Adela. Start back up after I can't think, Labor Day. And never knew never envisioned, never thought in my wildest dreams. With so many losses, I will accomplish so much. So that speaks a lot in
Yes.
itself, what I was able to do. And not just myself as a coach. I had a great supporting staff, and of course, the young ladies had to buy in for this dream to come true, going to the SWAC for the first time that we were in the SWAC, not the MEAC conference. So kudos to everybody. I didn't win this award by myself.
Marcus, Kelvin, anything you want to get in there with Coach?
So, Coach, since we got you here, obviously, Rattler Nation has connected with you and your program, and really think highly of everything that's happened. What do we have in store? What's next?
I know that I have 8 new young ladies on my roster. And when I tell you that I'm excited, and I talked about it in Jacksonville, I talked about it in Davie, Florida last night. I'm going to talk about it in Chicago, my next stop on Friday. And I'm going to talk about it in Atlanta on Wednesday and Thursday. I'm super, super excited. I had the opportunity to recruit some great character young ladies. We have a new name, the 3 B's.
Okay.
Baller, brains, and beauty. And
Okay.
That's got some swag to it.
And got swag. Gotta have the swag now. Have to have the swag. So I'm super excited. Like I said, 8 young ladies. Have 14 scholarship young ladies and 3 walk-ons. And as I like to say, we in the kitchen. We cooking. They working hard. They gelling. I decided to have them all stay on campus and phase so they can get together, build that chemistry, because it has to start that connection. That's the sisterhood that I've been talking about, that I wanted to cultivate here at Florida A&M. And I tell you, it's so exciting. Every day in practice, when I walk on that court, practice start at 8, they there at 7:45 already getting it in. Some of them come at 7. I have young ladies calling me at 10:30 saying, Coach, can you open up the gym so I can get in? So I'm so excited to have basketball players with brains. So I'm super excited for this 24-25 season.
Ooh, get your season tickets.
Yeah, amen. Get your season tickets. We got a SWAC schedule in which you have games on Thursday nights now. And then, of course, Saturday's doubleheaders. That's going to be an exciting change, a great opportunity for the student body to come out and support, and the community as well, which I know is really big to you, Coach. I know that's huge.
Yeah, it's really huge. I wanna feel Lawson. I had the experience at the University of Tennessee to play in front of sellout crowds, and I want that for my young ladies. They working hard. They deserve it. And we're here in the summer. We're getting out in the community. We're going around in the student body. We're here. And I didn't get this opportunity last year. And one thing people cannot say about me is that I do not work. Because I get out there and I work the ground. I get on the strike tours. I'm in the dorms. I'm meeting with Lauren, the new president. I'm meeting with everybody to get the word out about this exciting new team. And we want to fill the house starting on November the 4th against Howard. The SWAC MEAC Challenge is back. I want to fill the house. It's going to be Greek night. We playing Florida State this year. We playing the Gators again. Woo! We're going to play Georgia Tech on December the 1st, and better yet, at the Classic. When the game is over on the 23rd, stay in the house, stay in the area, and come see us play UCF, the Knights, on that Sunday at noon.
Woo-hoo!
That is awesome. Hey, that is awesome. That is a great job, Coach, with the scheduling. That is awesome. That is awesome. Marcus, give you a chance to get one question in there for Coach before we leave with her. But go ahead.
Yes, you mentioned we have 8 new players. Have all 8 been announced yet, or are there a couple more that are still pending?
We have one more. We had a commitment. If you follow my page on IG, had a commitment from a 6'6" transfer. So I'm super excited about this 6'6" transfer along with everybody else. So she'll be here in the fall. She's going to sign, but she's committed to us. And once she commits, we'll announce them. Okay.
All right. Thank you.
All right. And, of course, Coach talking about Zakiah Carter right there, 6'6", coming in. That's awesome, Coach. That's awesome. Good stuff. Okay, well, Coach, we appreciate you taking time to come in and talk with us tonight and sharing some news and look, debuting look, coach, everybody's hitting you up. They want the hat. They want the, hold on, let me put that up there, big feature again. They want the hat. They want the shirt. We can put that in the merchandise store. We need to make that happen.
Yes, and I can't, leave without saying thank you, fans, as you look. I mean, what we doing at Florida A&M, I like to say Florida Agriculture and Mechanical University, all the women coaches doing their things. We got Coaches of the Year, and we coming. We coming. We don't want to be left out. We told them we want to be the hype. We don't want to be a part of the hype. We want to be the hype. So we coming. We coming soon. We coming.
Hashtag pressure is coming. That, as I like to say, hashtag pressure is coming. Let's go. Hey, Coach, thank you. God bless. Be well. I can't wait to talk to you again.
Thank you, Coach.
Yes.
Thank you, Coach.
Okay, y'all have a good one.
You too.
All right. Good stuff, man. Good stuff.
Man,
good stuff,
boy, I'm feeling so froggy. I want to jump. I wish a swag person would say something.
I know. Boy, we can't wait. I can't wait to really break down that roster. Can't wait to talk to Liv. Liv's gonna, Liv will be in the house pretty soon and really do a great breakdown on the roster. Can't wait to talk to her. Okay, let's go to our next guest because we just keep the legends and the I'm already proclaiming Coach Gordon's gonna be a legend. And now we're gonna bring up not only a legend but a man who actually organizes the FAMU Sports Hall of Fame, none other than Marvin Green, FAMU legend. Marvin Green, how you doing?
What's
Marvin,
up, fellas?
Show.
What's up, fellas? How y'all doing, man?
What's going on, Marv? Good to see you.
Doing good.
I can't complain, man. Man, it's hard falling up and act like Coach Pressure, man. It's so good to see coaches who embody what FAMU is all about. New coaches who come from a place, who understand tradition, come from a tradition, but really appreciate what FAMU is about. I mean, that's just I could take that a whole lot of ways, but I wanted to say I'm so excited about what she has done this first year because she came in, hit the ground running. She dealt with a hurricane and a tornado. She didn't mention that. A hurricane and a tornado we had this year. And you know what? She never complained, man. She never complains. She's always smiling. She's always in the places where, people expect her to be and where people aren't expecting her to be. And I just wish her the best, man. It's been a long time since, to me, we've sometimes had some people who don't necessarily appreciate our tradition. And FAMU tradition is important. And when you come from outside of these walls, it's important to embrace both of them. So I wanted to say big ups to Coach, wishing her the best this year. I love that schedule. I definitely need to come check out some more games and make sure these Lady Rattlers do all the things that I know they're going to be able to do under her leadership.
Yeah, definitely. All right, so Marvin, obviously overseeing the Sports Hall of Fame, which so give us a little background, if you would, on this year's inductees and the actual date of the induction ceremony, which is typically one of the football home weekends, correct?
Yes, sir. Well, this year we will be enshrining this is our 48th enshrinement of the FAMU Sports Hall of Fame. This started in 1976 under Colonel Rollins, under Hansel Tooks, were some of our pioneers who decided that we needed to start recognizing Rattler legends who have performed on the field, who have also performed as coaches, and eventually we started expanding that to supporters and contributors. And so this year, in the 48th enshrinement, to be celebrated on Friday, September 27th, that's the weekend of the Alabama A&M football game, we will induct 11 new members to our class. 11 new members to the class. 2 women athletes, 3 male athletes, 2 coaches, 2 supporters, and 3 financial contributors. So this is a pretty significant class. Some of the names you might say, oh, who is this person? Who's that person? But I promise you, when you start looking at the bios, looking at the resume, seeing what some of these people have done, one of the things that we tried to do for a long time, there were some people who felt like the Sports Hall of Fame was becoming like a football Hall of Fame, right? Because every year we were just getting those football players in, and of course they definitely deserved it. Don't get me wrong at all. We've had a lot of great Rattler legends on the football field, but over the last couple of years, we make sure we're starting to get more of our females in who've been overlooked. We actually had 2 softball players. Think about this: 2 softball players went in a couple of years ago who had played in the early '90s. One of them, when she was here, Marcelina Smith, led the nation in home runs that year. She led the nation, not the MEAC, not the SIAC. She led the nation in home runs in the early '90s, and we just inducted her into the FAMU Sports Hall of Fame a couple of years ago. And to me, I thought that was just not fair. It was, we know, like I said, not on purpose, but overlooking some people, because there's no way in the world a baseball player at FAMU would have led the nation in home runs and that person not been inducted 2 days after he graduated from FAMU. So anyway, my point is we have more women going in. We have more of our Olympic sports folks going in who deserve it, not just because they're a female or not just because they're an Olympic sports participant, but because they deserve it. And so 2 of our female athletes will be Andrea Aaron from women's track and field. She actually played for Coach Moore, led the MEAC in the hammer throw, actually helped us win a couple championships, 2015 and 16. And then Tracy Parker for volleyball as well in the mid-90s was a standout. And that's from our female athlete perspective, excuse me. Our male athletes include like Charles Hobbs, who played offensive lineman under the Jake Gaither era, was a part of those national championship teams in 1959, 1961. And then we have 2 baseball standouts. Man, these gentlemen actually had over 400 batting averages. One of them had a 500 batting average. I'm talking about Harvey Cooper and Philip Poncho Malcolm, who will be inducted. Actually, Brother Hobbs and Charles Hobbs, I say Brother Hobbs because I know his son, but Charles Hobbs and Poncho, they're actually being inducted posthumously, and we need to make sure we start giving people their flowers while they live. So this is just a culmination of things that we're trying to do. I know y'all probably got more questions, so I'll shut up and let y'all ask some questions so we can do this thing the right way. I apologize for that.
No, man. You're
good.
You're giving us the info. No, you're good. Go ahead, Kelvin.
Marvin, the question I have is in terms of the actual event ceremony, right? I know there's tickets available. You know, you sell tables and so forth. You have some sponsors. What does is it a fundraising? Where does that revenue go? That's if you have any left over in terms of for the Hall of Fame.
Well, but that's a great question, Kelvin, because one of the things I want to, first of all, just give a shout out to my committee. The committee has been great. It's been awesome, led by none other. I'm the chairperson, but really I'm the baby of the bunch, and they put me to work the most, right? Myself and Vaughn Wilson, we the babies of the bunch, believe it or not. So Vaughn Wilson, I mean, he works his butt off. But Alvin Hollins, the legendary All-MEAC Sports Information Director, who was at FAMU for over 40 years, who to me, you're talking about a FAMU historian. Alvin is to me our leader, so to speak, who gets us right. And one of the things that we were not doing, our revenue that we generated just paid for the event. And one of the things that Vaughn and I, when we started this thing, we said we wanted to make sure we can start giving something back. And so we want to start to be able to give back at least $5,000 initially, and then eventually $10,000. So Kelvin, to that point, we do have tickets going on sale this year for $75, $75 a piece. We do have tables, eight a piece. You can find our event on Eventbrite. Just go to Eventbrite and type in FAMU Sports Hall of Fame Enshrinement. That's FAMU Sports Hall of Fame Enshrinement on Eventbrite. And you actually can purchase a ticket, or you can purchase an ad if you're not going to be there to celebrate the class. You can celebrate the class as a whole, or you can celebrate an individual. But we want to get to the point where now with our sponsorships, we already are taking care of our dinner. Dinner was one of our major costs. I'm talking about significant costs, you guys. And so we've been able to start working on getting a sponsor to take care of the dinner, then get a sponsor to help us take care of the ad book, so that now the money that we're bringing in is now able to go back to FAMU Athletics. So we want to be able to have the Sports Hall of Fame to be able to kind of find this place. I know we're going to be in 4th place right now. We want to find our place behind the 220 Club and the Rattler Boosters and the Rattler F Club. We want to find our place there as well, so people can look at the legends, not as people who are just celebrated, but people who are celebrated, and once they got inducted, they decided to give back. So we're looking at actually an annual membership fee that we're going to have. If you're a Hall of Famer, you know what? There should be some things that go both ways. There should be a little fee that you give us so we can have a little seed money so that you can feel good about your induction. But at the same time, a FAMU Hall of Famer ought to have a few perks. You know, maybe it's a basketball game you can go to, a softball, a baseball game. And I know those events are free, but there should be some things that come with having a Sports Hall of Fame card that gives you a little bit of gravitas on the campus as well. Yes, sir.
Good stuff. Marcus, what you got? You got anything?
Yes, quick question. What is the process for receiving nominations and actually voting on each class?
Great. That's a good question as well. We actually start our process. Typically, we take applications year round, but realistically, we really take applications right after this year's event. So September the 27th is the event. On that Monday, we'll start taking applications, and that goes through December 31st of the year. So we got about a 90-day window where we're taking applications in. You go to FAMUathletics.com website, FAMUathletics.com website. On there's a link that says FAMU Sports Hall of Fame. It's even there right now. But we typically like people to start putting in applications in late, like I said, right after this year's induction. Then for those days, once we get that information in, we would like people to be able to help supply us any information that helps support the person that they're talking about, right? Now, a lot of times what happens is people are good guys and good girls in life, and they're doing some good things in life right now. And so people tend to think that's what should get them to the Hall of Fame. But we have to remind you, as an athlete, your contributions has to be while you were playing. So it helps us, one, obviously the bigger sports, Alvin and Vaughn and, and Josh in this case, they can go back through the books and we can easily see who had this many runs scored, who did this, who ran this meet. But some of the other sports, sometimes we need information from the person that's actually making the application, right? So there might be some newspaper articles that we don't have. There may be some other things that we need. Of course, even our supporters, our contributors, right? We have to know when you said you've given money to FAMU, you didn't just give one time to the Investing in Champions campaign and think you're a financial supporter, right? It has to be over at least 5 years. It has to be significant. The people going in this year, they've given over 6 figures to FAMU Athletics. Let me say that again. The people going in this year as financial contributors have literally contributed over 6 figures to the university. I mean, So we're talking about some folks who have, really put their money where their mouth is. And I just want to say that. So anyway, to your point, once we get those names in, the committee gets together. We're an 11-person committee. We also, which also includes our FAMU Vice President of Athletics. We have our Hall of Fame Rattler basketball coach, Claudette Farmer, former FAMU softball coach, Veronica Wiggins. We have Mary Hill, Benita Williams, as well. We're talking about Ebenezer Oriaku, and I can go on with the list. Alvin Hollins, Vaughn Wilson, you got Al Washington, you got Sarah Yates, like I said, but this is a significant group of people, Brian Lucas as well, who come together and we decide you got to get 8 out of 11 votes. 8 out of 11 votes to pass. So the people that make it, I'm telling you, there's some tough conversations that go on, but the people that make it, they go through a strenuous test to say you are the best of the best who've ever done it. It's kind of like they say, you see these sports shows talk about when you say somebody's name, how hard do you have to think about whether they deserve to get in or not, right? It shouldn't be a whole lot of going, he did this and she did that. So we're trying to get away, like I said, from that. But we know that, one, we want to make sure that the Hall of Fame is the best of the best. We have our voting process, so we go through that as well. And one of the things we're doing, you guys are going to get an exclusive. So this is an exclusive right now. On the O&G strike zone, I'm telling you as now, we're looking at adding teams soon. We're looking at adding teams soon because one of the things that happens is that sometimes members who were on a team try to get inducted individually. And it's no knock against them. And I get it. If you were there for the 78 championship, if you were a part of the 95 women's basketball team that played Tennessee that year, Claudette Farmer's team, if you were a part of the 4-time MEAC championship softball teams, those are some great teams.
Yeah.
Yes.
Everybody on the team necessarily isn't a Hall of Famer, but there's a way that we still need to recognize those people. Matter of fact, the National Minority Championship golf team, right? That Coach Rice was a part of in 1999, a great team that needs to be recognized. So we're putting together a criteria right now to start recognizing more teams because there are other Hall of Fame that do that. We need to do it for our Rattler legends as well. And we're really excited to share that with people because we know that's going to take this thing to another level as well, where people are excited about it. Then the other thing, last but not least, we want to look at our plaques in the Lawson Center, right? You almost got to break your neck to look at a plaque now. And we want to get these plaques in a location where they can be at eye level, where people can walk in somewhere and you say, man, that's the FAMU Sports Hall of Fame wall, right? A real wall. And so we're working on again, y'all get an exclusive. We're working on that as well. I want to be able to bring my son or somebody to be able to bring their son or daughter and take a picture next to their plaque instead of saying, hey, look up there, and you got yourself in a selfie or something, right? So these are things we're working on. It's nobody's fault, like I said. What Tooks and Rollins and Joe Ramsey and Coach Lang and Alvin Hollins, what they did over the years, I am humbled to be in this position right now to just carry the torch. And that's why every time it gets a little hard, every time it gets a little difficult and people are saying, you know, what you're not doing, you got to think about the people that came before you and why you're doing it. So we just want to be able to recognize Rattler legends. We want to be able to make sure that people understand our history. And I like to say FAMU is Notre Dame. FAMU is at University of Alabama. So we need to quit comparing ourselves to them. You know, we get excited about whose son is coming to school and this and that. You know what? It's a big deal because he's coming to FAMU.
Amen.
It ain't no big deal because of who his son and his daddy is. That's just me, right? Maybe I'm going off target. But anyway, I just believe that FAMU is a special place. I'm from Chicago, Illinois. I came here in 1988. I never looked back. I worked on that campus for 30 years. 30 years of my life, I was on that campus every single day. And I just know this is a special place. And we have to do our part to make sure that we keep the history, the legacy, the tradition alive. And I want to say, because I didn't say the names of the coaches, George Ellis for swimming and diving, Mike Gillespie. Coach Mike Gillespie is going into the FAMU Sports Hall of Fame. I think Coach Gillespie, man, I wish we could have kept him and going into the Lawson Center. I think that's a part of what made us have a few tough years though, man. Sometimes I think, you know how they say Babe Ruth, you had the ghost of the Bambino or something like that. I think the curse. That's what it was. The curse of I think we might have had a little curse. But anyway, Coach Gillespie is going in now. Then of course you got Reverend Holmes as a supporter, Dr. Larry Robinson as a supporter as well. And then, of course, our financial contributors, Lord and Ella Cobbs and Ricardo Kinsey out of Tampa, Florida, who've been our financial supporters. So it's a great class. We want you guys to come out September the 27th, 7 p.m. in the Hansel Tooks Recreation Center. That's where we'll be. And Kelvin, no, that's while we going there, man. I spent my career in that place, so I had to find a way to make sure we show off the rec center. And the fact that it's named after the gentleman who started the Sports Hall of Fame, it's only perfect. You know, it's only right. Excuse me, that we do it that way.
Man, that's awesome. That's some great synergy that I did. Yeah. See, man, I'm telling you, and Marvin, it was funny you said that because I came to FAMU from Indianapolis 4 years after you.
Okay.
So, but it's funny you mentioned that. You know, of course, I grew up in Indiana, so you know where but it wasn't until I got to FAMU and I went through and learned the history, and then I realized, yo, we've got just as much as, you know, any other major collegiate athletic program in the nation.
Yes, sir.
And the only thing that has sort of, I'm going to say the word limited people's knowledge is we don't always put it out. We've gotten better, and we are getting better. And so that's what I love about some of the ideas you're talking about. And so I'm just looking at some questions from people. And I know, let's see, Vaughn, you already hit the coaches. I'm glad I know Vaughn had dropped that in the chat. And Jimmy Mack had asked about, you know, where on campus is the Sports Hall of Fame? And that brings a question and thought to mind. Has there been any discussions or thoughts to saying, is there somewhere, a location where we can house all of these plaques and trophies and awards and the Sports Hall of Fame have its own building or building. I'm gonna say building. Has that been discussed? Is that maybe a long range project? Any discussions or thoughts about that?
Yes, there's been a conversation, but also I'm a realist and I know that there's a priority list, right? So when you start talking about athletics, there's a priority list of things that we have to do and how we have to do them. But what I think we can do is control what we can control. So where are the plaques now? How can we better display them? How can we possibly tweak what they look like so that they can go on a location? Like even if you had it on the, well, I won't say that on air right now, but even a location, like I said, is not bad. It's the area. They're above your head. So how do you put them somewhere where they're more at eye level, where you still can keep the sanity, excuse me, of the wall itself, but also have it as a place, a display case, right? Once we left out, remember for a long time, they were actually at the top when you walked into the lobby of the gate, the gym. Yeah. So you're talking about, you can't blame Dr. Ramsey and Coach Lane. They brought them down about 10 feet because they were about 20 feet above our head for a while. Now they're about 10 feet above our head. But I think they should come down a little bit more and be somewhere where people can see them. But I think to your point, seriously, as maybe the field house is maybe renovated, or maybe we get a complex for maybe some of our Olympic sports, it would be a place that would be nice to house them there as well. But I'm just realistic, like I said, I started working in recreation in 1994 as a fresh out of college guy, and we built the rec center 12 years later. It took 12 years to build a rec center, and Dr. Humphrey said we were going to do it in 1995. So I'm not naive to think that we just can build a building tomorrow, but I do know that we can display these things better. To Jimmy Mack's question directly, we can display them better. Make sure that when you come on campus, you want to see them. You want to know where they are. You want to be able to take a picture there. The same way I took my son up to Canton, not Canton, but we went to the baseball hall at Cooperstown a couple years ago. And my son and I were able to stand by every Hall of Famers plaque. It was right at eye level. My son and I could take a selfie with right behind me, from Ken Griffey to, all these guys. But I don't want to start naming names. Harold Baines and all the guys, man, they were right there. So we want to be able to do the same thing, but just show respect to the to the legends who've come before. And so we're just trying to do our part. But this event, like I said, we had it a couple years ago in Lee Hall. It kind of had an ESPYs feel. We went from Lee Hall to the Grand Ballroom, kind of had a little party. Last year we were in the Took Center. It went over very well. And this year we're going to take it to another level so that it's a ceremony, but it's a party. We want to be able to get the ceremony part done in about 90 minutes. And then let's party for the rest of the night. Let's get out and let's groove a little bit. The days of just being in the Lawson Center for, 3.5 hours, by the time we finish the program, you're ready to go home and go to sleep. I want to be able to have Rattlers be able to hang out with each other with those green jackets on. And, of course, the orange jackets on as well. Those who show up in the orange jackets, we understand. Coop Taylor going to show up with his crew. He got to represent. But we just have so many people that support us, and we thank Dr. Robinson. This committee actually serves at the pleasure of Dr. Robinson. So I want to say that at the president's office, and Dr. Robinson being our president now, that it just makes sense. But we're just trying to get better and better every year. We see different ideas at different places. We don't want to just take everything that somebody else is doing and try to bring it back. That's not what we do. We believe that we have something special and that we can, make this thing happen the right way.
Man, that's awesome.
Man.
Great stuff.
Yeah.
Oh man, I'm so glad you came on the show tonight, Marvin. And I mean, obviously, you guys can see on the scroll again the 48th induction ceremony, Friday, September 27th. That's the weekend of the Alabama A&M game.
Yes,
so a great weekend. Get your tickets. Go to eventbrite.com. Search FAMU Sports Hall of Fame. Get your tickets. That's going to be a great Hall of Fame weekend. And is there anything that we didn't ask that you wanted to get out? We got a little breaking news there as well. So, I mean, we appreciate that as well. Anything that we didn't ask that maybe you wanted to share
man.
with us?
I just want to thank you guys for what you do. There's a lot of people who try to tell the FAMU story, but you guys are fair. You're balanced, right? Everything isn't just rumors and innuendos. You guys cover the tough subjects, but you also do it in a fair way, right? So, while we go through our ups and downs as Rattlers, and we've all been here and we've been through a lot of different things, I want to just give you guys credit for doing it the right way. You guys respect the brand. That's all I want anybody to do. If you say you're a Rattler, if you say this is what you want to do, if you say this is where you want to earn your check, respect the brand. That's all I'm going to say. Anybody can take that how they want it. Respect the brand.
Woo, boy, this show is fire.
Look, I'm just gonna say thank you. That was a mic drop. And Marvin, we appreciate you, man.
Yes, sir.
Thank you. Be well. And we look forward to, if we don't see you before, we'll probably see you at the kickoff luncheon. But
yes,
definitely we look forward to being at the FAMU Sports Hall of Fame on
We'll be there.
September 27th. Yep. Definitely.
I'll be good. Thanks for having me. And to my cousin Marcus, hey man, take it easy, brother.
All right.
Y'all be good.
All right, take it easy, buddy.
All right. Oh man, good stuff. Yeah. Woo, yeah, definitely. Good job. Hey, before Marcus is gonna have to check out a little bit early tonight. Marcus, did you want to mention our other recruit news while we got you here, or anything maybe that we didn't get a chance to talk before we say goodbye to you and head to the break and move forward?
And I think we covered all the football, and you guys probably talked basketball about Shakir O'Neal. And so I don't think we did lose.
Well, unless you want to talk about it now, unless you want to mention it now. I got the graphics ready. Yeah. There you go. Right there.
Shakir O'Neal, coming over from Texas Southern. He balled. Looks like a couple different places coming out of high school, but he was rated a 3-star recruit, and ended up going HBCU, which is good. And after maybe a year and a half at Texas Southern, he's coming over to us. I'm interested to see how he fits into the scheme that Coach Crary has. And so, I'm excited about it. I'm excited about him coming over, and hopefully he'll get a fresh start and being able to continue to develop his game and blossom into the player he wants to be.
Yeah, and you can see a quote from Coach Crary. Shakir has played in one of the premier programs in our conference, and for a great head coach, he brings versatility, athleticism, and experience to our team. I'm excited he chose me to help him achieve his goals. Now, that last sentence right there, that says something. And I think what's interesting, if you do a little digging on Shakir's journey, when he was a freshman, he was 5'10". Now he had some, 5'10" freshmen. This was, I think, 2018. I saw some, and he was already starting to get some looks. Of course, everyone knows who his dad was, but he was holding his own as a 5'10" guard. Well, as he started to grow, his brother Sharif, you could see that the size was eventually going to grow. I think when he finished out of high school, his senior year, he was maybe about 6'5", and has picked up even a couple more inches in height. And I think, obviously, Texas Southern is a deep squad. and getting on the court, even though he played in 20 minutes, he didn't play a lot of minutes, but the ability is there. You can go and look at the statistics from his high school year, which was I think he finished high school in 2010, or excuse me, 2020 or 2021. Actually, one of those.
I think it was 2021.
Yeah, 2021. So he's got at least 2 years of playing eligibility, which is good for him and good for the program. I think so. Hey, 6'8" wings, and he can shoot the ball, handle it. I think this is going to be an opportunity for him to really blossom, because he's not playing behind as many veterans or grads and JUCOs as he was when he entered at Texas Southern. And so good stuff. And of course, hey, look, he comes from his aunt was a FAMU graduate. Shaq's sister was a FAMU grad. So we look forward to seeing Shaq at some games. I'm sure he'll be at some games, and it's all good. I think this is a good pickup, good signing for FAMU. Yeah.
So my comment is, I'm not going to oversell anything. In terms of the basketball, we'll see. I'm glad for whoever chooses to come to FAMU and put on that orange degree. I'm supporting. So on that part, I do view it as an opportunity, a huge opportunity, not just for him, but for FAMU. We haven't maximized our opportunities with the LeBron deal yet. Hopefully there's something in the works with that. And, as this young man comes on, everybody know who his dad is, and his aunt did go to FAM also. Hopefully we'll build the relationships that we need to build, and that and this will become bigger than basketball. That's my hope. That would be great if that can happen, as well as, of course, the young man finish and get his degree and help us get some W's. So that's kind of how I'm looking at it from even a larger scale. So that's my hope. But he's a rattler. I'm very thankful that he's a rattler, and I'll be in the house. Whether Shaq be there or not, I'll be in the house.
Exactly. All right, good stuff. Well, hey, Marcus, man, appreciate you taking time. Always with all the contributions, and sorry that you gotta jet out a little early tonight, but I want to give you a chance. Any last words that you want to get in before we head to break and you sign off?
No, just I'm gonna watch the second half of the show probably tomorrow, see how things round out. And I'm working. I know Kelvin and I are both working on our team preview, so hopefully we can carve out some time for that. Probably the next few weeks or so. I know the roster isn't finalized, but I'm doing some digging, looking at the stats and all that stuff. So hopefully get that ready for August so we can do that. But other than that, have a great rest of the evening.
Thank you, sir.
You too, my brother.
All right, coming up on the other side of the break, we're going to talk with KJ Parker, a member of our FAMU basketball team from a year ago, and get to some more announcements and winners for the 2024 O&G Awards. You guys hang in there, stick with us. Hit the thumbs up and the like button wherever and however you're watching us, whether on YouTube or Facebook, and we will be back right after these words. You're watching the O&G Strike Zone right here on the Black College Sports Network. We'll be back once I can find the commercials. A lot of stuff going on. This is not my normal setup. All right.
It's never too early to plant the seed, to share the tradition, and instill a sense of pride in your HBCU with your little ones. HBCU Pride and Joy Children's Boutique helps you share your school spirit with a wide selection of adorable kids apparel and accessories officially licensed from your favorite HBCU. Visit hbcupridejoy.com and follow us on all social media at HBCU Pride Joy on Facebook and Twitter.
This is Bryan Fulford.
AD Drew and I are co-hosts of the BCSN Sports Wrap. We talk about all things related to HBCU athletics. From the games, teams, coaches, and fan interest stories, we cover it all. You can find our shows on Facebook at BCSN Sports Wrap, YouTube at MyJBN Online, and everywhere you listen to podcasts like Anchor, Spotify, Google, and Apple Podcasts. You can also find the show on the Jericho Broadcast Network's app. Make sure to download. We look forward to you joining the conversation and being a part of the show.
I'm returning to Clinton Parish, and Tampa's my community. I grew up here, went to school here, and my wife and I make our home here. What makes Tampa special are its people. So when I represent someone injured in my community, it's personal. Call my office and speak to a real lawyer and not some referral service. I will fight the insurance companies to get the settlement that you deserve. At the law office of Clinton Parish, we take the pain out of being hurt.
Since 2002, Empowerment Resources, Inc., a nonprofit organization, has empowered more than 1,500 youth and adults in Duval and surrounding counties through its programs Journey into Womanhood, Girls Mentoring, Life Skills for Teens, and Parenting Education Coaching. To get involved with programs, volunteer, or donate, visit www.empowermentresourcesinc.org. Follow us on social media, facebook.com/empowerment.resources and instagram.com/empowermentJAX.
Hi, my name is Michael Bastardo. I'm with FAMU, and make sure you guys check out all things FAMU Athletics with O&G StrikeZone. Strike, strike, strike again.
Yes, indeed. Strike, strike, strike again. That's none other than Michael Bastardo. Make sure make sure you check out the HBCU Swingman Classic Friday night.
Yep.
From Dallas or Arlington, Texas is all the same.
Yes.
Where not only Michael, but True Fontenot, Ty Jackson, and Caleb Granger will all be participating in that HBCU Swingman Classic. That is the all-star game presented by MLB, Major League Baseball, in the home of the all-star, host of the all-star weekend. So basically that event sort of kicks off the all-star weekend. So they have a bunch of stuff going on the weekend that leads into like the home run challenge on Monday and then the actual all-star game on Tuesday. So you heard Josh Padilla earlier. That's where he is heading, and he'll be covering that for those guys who are out there. Okay, let's bring on our next guest, a young man who was a part of the 23-24 FAMU basketball team, one of the few true freshmen in the nation to not only start but play major minutes in his first year in college. Let's bring on to the show none other than KJ Parker. KJ, welcome to the O&G StrikeZone, man. How you doing tonight?
I'm doing well. Thanks for having me.
Yes, sir. Yes, sir. Thanks for taking time to come out and talk to us. First off, I love the fact that ever since KJ, got on campus last year, he's been following the show. He watched the show. He follows us. So we wanted to definitely say thank you for that and show you some love. How's the summer been for you, young man?
It's been well, a lot of summer workouts and things like that going on. So, just trying to stay in the gym.
Definitely. Talk a little bit about your first year in college, coming out of Winter Haven High School. Had a chance to watch you, had a chance to, my program had a chance to compete against you. We lost a tough one in overtime down there at Winter Haven. So you got a great high school program and atmosphere that you came out of, and then coming into FAMU and you ended up logging a lot of minutes in your first months, weeks of the season, highly recognized by a lot of national outlets for that. Talk a little bit about the experience of coming out of high school and then all of that.
First, thank you to the coaching staff for that. Just believing in me coming in early as a freshman and the work I put in practice as, people didn't really see as a leader. I was kind of vocal at a early start, so that led on to playing early and playing early in the Power Five games. And I was shocked myself coming out playing against Creighton 35 minutes, and it was a dream come true. Come out here and play against the number 8 team in the country. And after that, it just kept going on and we practiced, and then we was kind of gelling a little bit as a team. And coach just believed in me to come out here and run a point and also play the two a little bit. So I was ready for whatever at that point.
Go ahead, Kelvin.
So KJ in high school, you played against top-notch competition. The programs you were at, they did a lot of winning.
Yes.
Very successful. And then, last year, your first year in college, we played a lot of close games, particularly in conference, but we didn't finish all the time. So tell me just about the season, the progression of the season, and your take on how.
Honestly, it's definitely rocky. I honestly felt like we had the guys to actually win the SWAC last year. We was mentally and physically, we were just ready to play. Early on, watching around like October-ish and seeing how we gelled together as a team, it was just amazing. Like everyone can go, everyone was ready. So, coming into the season, well prepared and just a lot of practices, a lot of time in the gym. I felt like kind of wore us down a little bit. Like again, coming from high school and playing, practicing, we had a lot of talent when I was in high school, so we really didn't practice that much. And I felt like the players that we had came from programs like myself, coming in practicing from 3 to 7. It was a lot of wear and tear on our bodies, and them close games that we had at that moment was moments like that we just needed at times where we were just in the gym a lot as far as a team, and we couldn't really pull away. So I felt like that was really a big factor of why we couldn't really pull away those games.
Okay. All right.
Talk a little bit about the experience of being the experience and maybe even the challenges or successes of being a student athlete. Obviously being in high school, you have your regimented schedule and you kind of live, you know what you're going to be doing for every probably 8 hours of your day. But talk a little bit about what the experience was like for you at FAMU and being a freshman even.
It was honestly when I first committed to FAM, they came down to my school and I was excited. I'm telling people basically like, if the Lord allows me, I want to actually go pro from here. Like I wanted to do that. I believe in myself, and just to be on campus as a freshman again, playing 35 minutes. I felt like I was on the high and like everybody knew me and things like that. So it felt great. Just to transition from high school as far as classes. You had a little bit more time than people don't tell you as far as like no one's making you go to class. So it's like you get up and go to class, then you set your time to work out and practice and stuff like that. It's honestly what I was always about, just wanted to stay in the gym and, prioritize school and stuff like that, of course. But, just staying in the gym and things like that, it was just something that I always looked forward to. And, just FAMU, just, to this day, I love it. It's still love from you guys. My family graduated and, things like that from there. So, it was a dream come true for real.
And did you feel like, you mentioned being able to get in the gym when you wanted to, did you feel like you had the opportunity and ability to get into the gym when you wanted to and work on your game? Or were there challenges with that?
There were challenges with that. Early on, it was there were no issue. We used Gaither sometimes used the arena when we could. There were no issue, but we got into the season, and then we practicing a lot. It's hard to get back in the gym after a full practice like that. coming on weekends. Sometimes you have people in the gym doing little things. We probably get kicked out, but it wasn't. I can say it wasn't as bad as people made it seem. But it could be a little frustrating when you want to get in the gym. You just had a bad night, come back and you can't be in there for that long. So things like that, it kind of aggravating.
Mm-hmm. Go ahead, Kelvin.
So talk about, all right, the season is over and there's a coaching change. And so talk about your process in terms of your decision in terms of whether you're at FAM or you move on, kind of just talk about that process.
Early on, we had a conversation with the AD. She brought us together as a team. We went through that process, and I talked to my parents. My dad, he played at high level. He played at a high level. My uncle played at UConn. So I have people in my corner to kind of help me with that process.
Mm-hmm.
As far as me, I didn't want to leave yet if I was going to, just because I felt like it was too early. My percentages, my numbers wasn't as good, but I played a lot of numbers and I showed I can actually play with these guys. But I felt like it wasn't the perfect time for me to leave. Just with that, it took a minute for them to actually bring in a coach, which was it was hard for us as a team to individually, like just to kind of figure out what we wanted to do next.
Right.
And, me and my dad sat down and talked, and my dad close friend coach at SMU now, assistant coach, and he basically was like, he think I should go out there and hit the portal and, just see what's out there for me. But at the same time, I understand as a coach coming in, if somebody hit the portal, it looks like they don't want to be here. And I just went out there just to see if I can get anything else, just in case that coach didn't want me. And it comes
Right.
out like he didn't really want me. So, I think it was a great choice for me.
Mm-hmm.
Okay.
Talk a little bit about the process. Now, you obviously you went through the recruiting process from out of Winter Haven High School to FAMU. How do you compare or contrast that recruiting process once you enter the portal compared to what you went through just literally a year prior?
It's way different. In high school, you got live periods and then you got dead periods. So basically, it's like in high school, coaches were just texting my phone and out of nowhere. But basically, when I hit the portal, I kind of had to put it on social media to get attention from coaches, because it kind of take a minute for your name to get out there actually on what the coaches can access by themselves. So, as soon as I put it on Twitter, I had, honestly, my recruitment from the portal was way better than I had in high school. I only had FAMU as an offer. So, in the portal, I didn't have anything big. I had a lot of JUCO offers, a lot of NAIAs and Division twos. But lately, before I committed to JUCO in Fort Myers, I was thinking about going to UAB, and things like they brought in another JUCO player that they wanted. So things like that. It's just, you never know what you can get. Coaches can come in and say they want you, but really don't. And it's just like, I felt like that was an eye opener for me just to say go JUCO, because now I feel like a lot of Power Fives and mid majors are going to go get JUCO players instead of high schoolers, unless you're like a pure 5-star and you can just go. So that's my decision, just to go JUCO.
So let me get one question in.
Yeah, sure.
And I'm sure I'm not the only one that has this question. So you went into the portal. Was there any communication once a coach was named at FAMU at all?
It was quiet. Like, I don't know how to explain it. It just happened so quick. So it happened. It was a slow process, but when he got hired, like, it wasn't anything like usually like it would be broadcast quick. So we was in study hall, and like my teammates pointed out, like, this is who they hired. So I saw him, and he talked to the players he wanted at that time. And I'm just being patient, thinking he's going to reach out to me and say give me a chance or anything like that. But he reached out to me and basically was just like, he loved my game and my class, my grades, everything was good. But he just, wanted to, I guess, bring in who he wanted to bring in. So, I mean, he gave me the opportunity. Just if I needed help, he would help me. So I respect him for that.
Okay.
And so you're going to be attending Florida Southwestern, which I think you said is in Fort Myers.
Sure.
What was it that attracted you to that program? You mentioned you had JUCO, NAIAs, Division II even. And you mentioned UAB. What was it that attracted you to Florida Southwestern?
Honestly, I honestly feel like it's the number one JUCO in the country. They got a guy in the league now that play Keon. It's either the Kings or somewhere else, but he's in the league. Seeing what they produced last year, people going to college now, we making money, and to see a guy last year play going to Oregon and the type of coaches that they bring in, I could have went somewhere else as far as JUCO. But I feel like if I was going to go JUCO, to be closer to home. It's 2 hours away from where I'm from. And I just feel like my parents could come and I can really develop and, get efficient, become more efficient so I can, hopefully the Lord allows me to go Power 5. So I felt like what they produce here, I feel like I'm a great fit. And the coaches believe in me. And then the head coach that was here, he's at Western Kentucky now. So the assistant coach that got hired was going to coach me. I think it was like my 8th grade year for travel ball, and he's here as a head coach now. So, we still connected. So it was only right.
Okay. Hey, another thought that popped into my head here, and it has to do with attending an HBCU. Obviously, you wanted to attend an HBCU. If the opportunity presented itself coming out of Florida Southwestern, would you be open, if another HBCU Division I program, offered you an opportunity, or are you? I don't want to say you're limiting your sites. You mentioned about Power 5, but would you be open to the idea of another run at an HBCU program?
It really just depends on how my recruiting goes. It just depends, I feel like now I could make some money playing college, and if it's there for me, I'll take it. I'm really now just looking forward to a coach who allow me to pretty much showcase what I'm going to showcase this year. And if I can't be myself there, then I don't want to be there. So I could have went to Pine Bluff. I think they wanted me out of the portal as well. Alabama and then wanted me as well. So I mean, as far as that, I'm kind of looking forward to, not only just getting paid, but coming in and being that main guy. So if I can do that, then y'all, what I'm saying, I might be competing against y'all, or might come back home. So
I love that. I love that.
Word.
Hey, NIL opportunities. It sounds like is that something you mentioned, that how important, and I don't want to say how important, but how does that factor into the decision-making process? Are there NIL opportunities that you've been presented with that you have opportunities to pursue?
Now, like, my opportunities they're not really big opportunities. It's more just like shirt companies, just getting my face out there on shirts and stuff like that. But I feel like now everyone wants an NIL deal. We get paid financial aid, we get paid to play, and it's not as much depending on the level. But I feel like, just as marketing and you playing well, it can help you financially. I know what I went through there at FAM. I got some money, but as far as just to hold me a semester, it kind of wasn't enough. So just to have NIL and kind of as a young kid, you just in college and you want to explore and buy things and stuff like that. Also, I feel like if you get NIL, it can trigger you to lose yourself, and it can trigger you to actually keep going and play harder. So as far as me knowing who I am, I know if I get money, then by playing well, I know I'm gonna keep going. So as far as that, I know for myself, like it's kind of a big deal now.
I appreciate you sharing that. I got a question here from the chat room. Jared Brown to ask How did you enjoy your FAMU experience outside of basketball?
Man, it's no other, man. I
Next level,
really
right?
enjoyed you. It's not for the weak, honestly. You gotta balance it. It's two lives, man. You playing basketball, and every day is something going on, and that's my first time experiencing something like that. It's crazy, like something going on a Wednesday, Sunday, like it's crazy. So just if you have your priority straight, then you'll be fine. I loved it. Kind of remind me of home, so I loved it.
I love that. It's not for the weak. Trust me. I remember it wasn't for. I was just an academic kid. It wasn't for the weak as an academic student. So I can't even imagine being a student athlete. What y'all had to go through, or just how you had to challenges and prioritize things. KJ, I want to give you the last word. Any final words or thoughts you want to share with Rattler Nation or us, or just kind of put out there into the universe?
I want to say two things, actually. The first thing I'm going to say, despite the season that we had, and, I honestly felt like we were the best team to ever on stats. Well, we didn't play well, but I feel like we're the best team to ever come through FAM. And I wish we got a chance to actually show that. In practice, we had spurts, and it was just, I feel like if anybody was in there, they would actually see what really went on. So, and I want to thank, the past coaches who coached me that allowed me to come in and play 35 to 28 minutes per game. That's kind of made who I am today. So I want to say that. And I want to just thank you guys for allowing me to come on and, just to speak to you guys and about my story and how my experience went at the film. So I definitely appreciate that.
Well, look, I watched you again. As I said, I watched you in high school. Watch you hit some big shots, not only against us, but in the state tournament. And so I was not surprised to see you getting the run that you got early. And I'm sure both Kelvin and I wish the season had turned out a lot better for you. But I'm glad to hear you had a great experience. And we're rooting for you to have success down at Florida Southwestern and in the future. And hopefully you don't come back to bury too many of those game winners that you're able to hit on us wherever it is. But we're rooting for you, KJ, and we wish you the best, man. Thank you for coming on tonight.
Absolutely.
Yeah. Thank you guys.
All right. All right, ladies and gentlemen, KJ Parker, good stuff.
Yeah.
See? Yeah, good stuff, man. All right, let's do this. Let's take a break and hit up some more of our O&G Awards and maybe a few other Rattler Roundup news and notes on a few topics. Appreciate you guys in the chat room. Any comments or thoughts that you have on the interview with KJ, go ahead and drop those in the chat. And we'll be back in just a second. You're watching the O&G Strike Zone right here on the Black College Sports Network. We'll be back in just a moment.
Since 2002, Empowerment Resources, Inc., a nonprofit organization, has empowered more than 1,500 youth and adults in Duval and surrounding counties. Through its programs, Journey into Womanhood, Girls Mentoring, Life Skills for Teens, and parenting education coaching. To get involved with programs, volunteer, or donate, visit www.empowermentresourcesinc.org. Follow us on social media, facebook.com/empowerment.resources and instagram.com/empowermentJAX.
The human voice has always connected audiences with experiences. Major brands all across America have trusted Kever's voice time and time again. Conversational, powerhouse, intelligent, and sincere. That's the voice you need for your creative marketing process. KEAVERSVOICE.com. Kever's Voice, Kever's Voice, KeversVoice.com. Always on, all the time.
Nope.
Come on, him?
Ooh, I like him.
Quick, the quicker picker-upper. Bounty picks up messes quicker. And each sheet is 2 times more absorbent, so you can use less.
He's an 8.
He's a 9.
Bounty, the quicker picker-upper.
From novice to aficionado, find yourself here. High quality cigars plus personal customer service. Slow Burn is Waco's only mobile cigar lounge, featuring a meticulous, curated collection of premium cigars. Visit our website, www.slowburnwaco.com. That's www.slowburnwaco.com.
Greetings, I'm Kiana Watson.
Hi, I'm Zoriana Hughes.
Greetings, I'm Nia Morgan, and for all things FAMU Athletics, check out the Orange and Green StrikeZone
on Wednesdays at the Black College Sports Network.
Go Rattlers!
What up, what up, what up to our softball team. Thank you, ladies. Always love the shout out. Softball team up for Team of the Year.
Swag East champions.
Yeah, we'll debut or we'll get to their award here in just a moment. All right, let's go through. So the awards that we do already know of. Obviously, we know the Sports Admin of the Year. We know our Women's Sport Coach of the Year. Of course, Josh Padilla, Sports Admin of the Year. Coach Bridget Gordon, Women's Sport Coach of the Year. Let's get to a couple more categories, Kelvin, before we kind of do some Rattler Roundup notes. All right?
Let's do it.
Let's see. Let's go to, I think, this graphic. Let's go to Support Staff Person of the Year. They're the nominees you guys voted on. Cole Forney for Norris Hayes, Kenneth Lassiter, Donald Reed, and Dr. Garrison Roll.
Another loaded group, all worthy candidates. A bit of surprise on this one for me.
Really? I got I will share. I have a thought as to why our winner won, but I'll save it for later in the show. But without further ado, the winner, the 2024 O&G Award winner for the Support Staff Person of the Year is Cole Forney. Cole, the director of sports medicine for the I think for the football team, men and women's basketball team. And you know, I think it goes without saying. I think you heard Coach Gordon. I think didn't she give a shout out to Forney earlier? Yeah, she did, if I recall. And so you know, shout out to him, and hopefully we can get Cole on the show here upcoming, because I know he's in the lab working with football probably early in the morning and then in the afternoons with the basketball programs. So congratulations to Cole Forney.
Well deserved, Cole. Congratulations.
Yeah. How about let's go to some assistant coaches. How about that? Let's go to some assistant coaches. Okay, next up. Next category, Women's Sport Assistant Coach of the Year.
Another surprise for me, only because, you know, traditionally Rattler Nation reward championships. But, you know, I have to say sometimes voting becomes a popularity for association. Not that any of these candidates are not worthy, but this went against like last year's award.
Right.
Pretty much if you was a champion, you won it. It It didn't quite go that way this time with voting.
Well, I think what I think I saw from the voting is that I was surprised because I think when you hear your head coaches talk about the impact of their assistant coaches, and I think there were a couple candidates in here who I specifically recall on multiple occasions hearing the head coach talk about the importance of their assistant coaches. And I think that kind of stuff, Rattlers remember that kind of stuff. They remember that. So as you see Steve Canfield from volleyball. He won this award a year ago. Felicia Barnes of cheer and spirit. Adante Genie, a new coach in the program on FAMU with our women's basketball program. Tamika Kenshin of cross country and track, helping a big part of our women's successful track program. And then Coach Earl Wade with our tennis program. And so those were the nominees. And so the winner of our women's sport assistant coach of the year goes to Coach Adante Genie, women's basketball. So look at that. Women's basketball not only claimed the head coach of the year, but the assistant coach of the year. Woo! That tells you what kind of staff. Boy, shout out to Coach. Somebody asked, is Coach from Quincy? Any thoughts? I don't know if Coach is from.
I mean, I know he's local, but I'm not sure because he went to Gabi here in Tallahassee.
I do. Yeah, I remember that he did some time at coaching at Godby. Meredith called it, huh? All right. Good stuff. All right, let's go to the next category as we're in the assistant coaching category here. Let me see. I think I got the right slide. There we go. Our men's sports assistant coaches of the year. And I think obviously we've had an opportunity to talk to 4 out of the 5 here. I mean, more, we've talked to these guys. So I mean, these are great coaches. You got some football coaches, Coach Henry, Coach Patterson, former defensive coordinator, Coach Smith, Smitty Rock. And then in baseball, we got Jeremiah McCullum and then Coach Brett Richardson. So I think Richardson is the only coach we haven't had a chance to talk to.
Right.
Show,
He'll be on.
Okay.
Yeah, I've reached out.
All right. So somebody know to that coach. Don't hold out on this coach. You got to make your debut. Come on in. It's a safe space.
Now I will say this one, I think went as anticipated.
Yeah. This one I don't think was a surprise, and so it shouldn't have been. I'm not gonna get into the. I know somebody may ask what are the percentages. I'm not gonna get into all that, but this was a good race, but like you said, I think this one kind of went to script. So the winner of the 2024 men's sport assistant coach of the year is
Smitty Rock.
Smitty Rock. That's right. Coach Ryan Smith.
Champion, number 1 defense.
Number 1 defense in the nation, led the defense. Congratulations to Smitty Rock, Coach Smith, now at Murray State, leading that defensive squad. Nice job. Congrats to Coach. Okay, before we come back with our male and female athletes of the year, our men's sport coach of the year, and our teams of the year, and our moments of the year. How can I forget that? I don't want to forget our moments of the year. Want to hit a couple of talking points related to Rattler Nation. So, all right, we might as well go ahead and pull the Band-Aid off and let that and talk about this for a second, because the announcement came out a couple of days ago from our athletics department. to be the next voice of Bragg. Obviously, our good friend, the late Kofi Hemingway, became the voice of Bragg through a similar contest that was hosted by previous FAMU Athletics administration. Following Kofi's turn, Sterling Stevenson, since 2018, had been in the role as the voice of Bragg, and he had been doing that for the last 5 seasons. And it appears, unfortunately, Sterling will not be the voice of Bragg. And it has created quite an uproar as many people were shocked by this. And, you know,
including Sterling.
I was going to say, sadly, including Sterling himself. And, you know, of course, Sterling is a FAMU alum. He has done PA work for NBA and NFL games, as well as high school events, college events. He's been the voice of Bragg for the last 5 years. And what an amazing voice he has, by the way.
He is really good.
And really good at what he does. And yeah, so it definitely caused an uproar. Obviously, the Rattler Nation blog did an article about it. I know Scotty even talked about it on his show on the Off Script earlier today. I don't know. You're at first, you know, I saw this and I was like, huh, because, you know, the previous, I'll admit, Kelvin, when the previous Voice of Bragg contest came up back when Kofi won it, I thought about for a second. I was like, do I want to put my name in for this? And I didn't. Regretted not doing it. Okay, so my initial thought when I saw this, I was like, oh, cool. And then I thought about it for a second. I'm like, oh, wait a minute. And then I was like, and then you start seeing articles and stuff, and it's like, oh, wait a minute. But anyway, enough about me. But your thoughts as you see this, Kelvin, and obviously you're pretty connected in the Rattler Nation, especially from the local perspective in Tallahassee. Your thoughts?
I got flashbacks, Brian. As you mentioned, I was part of when Kofi won the original contest that was actually broadcast as a series.
A TV show, right? It was a series,
right?
Like Fox Sports or something.
Yes. And the reason that it was advertised and it was done at that time because the long-term guy who had been doing the stadium at PA, he was retiring. He was a long-time journalism professor also. And he decided, you know, he wanted to give it up. So that's one thing that's totally different than this particular situation. I would tell you, because I was Kofi's spotter in the for the 2 years he did it. So I was up there with him. So I can tell you a lot about this process. And yes, of course, people do get paid. I was supposed to get paid even as the spotter, like $50 per game. But
yes, you should have.
But I never invoiced. I never did. But it wasn't that they didn't do it. I just never invoiced for it. It wasn't a big deal for me. I was doing it for Kofi anyway. So I never invoiced. I know Kofi did. So you know there's a cost, but it's not an exorbitant amount. And you got to remember, people are traveling because they don't live. Kofi was living in Jacksonville. He was commuting. I think Sterling's down there in the Orlando area, right?
He's in the Orlando area, yeah.
Yeah. So folks commuting. Hotels are not necessarily provided for the folks who are doing that. So all you do is get a your whatever your contract stipend is, right? After each game invoice. So for it to come down to allegedly and I have to say allegedly because, the money you're talking about per game is not significant at all.
No, it's not. No. But I think Kelvin, you got froze there.
Yeah, I'm back.
Okay.
So to create this kind of ill will and uneasiness over for no known legitimate reason is of course got people up in arms, and rightfully so. Sterling deserves better than that. I like to say he's one of the best in the business. Nobody wanted a change. We don't want nobody different. We want Sterling, and there's no reason why he shouldn't continue to be our PA announcer. So, but where I say it reminds me of Kofi's situation, because Kofi felt a certain kind of way also when he wasn't no longer the voice of Bragg, because it wasn't a smooth process. It wasn't that Kofi wanted to step down. He didn't.
Right.
And it happened around the spring game time when he found out he wasn't doing the spring game. So yeah, unfortunately, this ain't the first time we've fumbled how we handle this situation. And I hope we reconsider and just make this thing right. But I think I told Rattler Nation a couple of shows ago, the circus would stop when you when the clowns start getting out the clown car. Until then, the circus would go
on. Yeah, man. I think what's hearing that there is a certain professionalism, I think, that comes with these jobs. And as somebody who does PA work at his high school, and I've done college events because it's something that I enjoy doing. I heard Mr. Campbell say this, and I think I just kind of put up a post that he said, this is one of these jobs that people do for the love and the passion, and they do it for a long time. You mentioned prior to Kofi, the gentleman, and I can't recall the name, and if you can or if somebody can, please put in the chat. But he had been the voice of Bragg prior to Kofi for years. Even when, so if that happened when Kofi came in 2016, that same gentleman was there when I was in undergrad back in the 90s, right? He had been there for a long time.
Right.
So that's disappointing. I mean, it just, and I don't know who, the who's and the whys are irrelevant, but I think, Sterling deserved some sort of notification just to say, hey, we're going in a different direction. It looks like that didn't happen. Now, if it did, okay, but to my knowledge, it didn't happen, and that's disappointing. And so for him to, as it's been reported, that he learned of this through social media, come on, really? Again, taking a fan favorite, it's just like the cannon. Where's the cannon? Anyway, let me stop. See, I don't want to where's our cannon? God dog it. You took the cannon. Anyway, let me stop. But anyway, I had as a good friend will say, it started with the hill.
Yeah.
And I'll just stop there.
Yes.
Look, see, I see some of y'all want to use my words against me. See, y'all are funny. I love y'all. Y'all are funny. You're using my words against me. I'm not against anybody, but anyway. Let me transition from off of that to some checks. As mentioned, Coach Gordon just mentioned that the strike tour took place over the weekend. You had the strike tour in Jacksonville and Davie, Florida. I think Jacksonville was Saturday. And here's a picture here with Coach Colsey, College Football Hall of Famer Rudy Hubbard, Coach Gordon, Coach AD Sykes. You can see that we're in Jacksonville getting a nice check from the Duval Rattlers in the amount of a little over $27,000. Good job, Rattlers, Duval Rattlers. But the Davie folks, South Florida came in, and here's a picture from their event, which was, I think their event was Monday, if I'm not mistaken. And if you can read the numbers on that check, it says over $60,000 raised by the South Florida chapter. And I know there might be a couple of different chapters down there, so I don't know if they just kind of did a joint thing, but $60,000, that's pretty good. Very good job. So they keep upping the ante. I believe Atlanta is coming up.
It is.
Atlanta's coming up in the next week, something like that. Yeah, okay. So the next week, Atlanta. And Coach mentioned something about Chicago. Or DC. I know there might be even some Chicago or DC trips. So the Strike Tour is coming. So the number has to keep going up, Rattlers. So it has to get higher than 60. So Atlanta, let's see if Atlanta can get into the six digits. That's where I'm looking for Atlanta. I think Atlanta is capable with some of the heavy hitters in the Atlanta metro. I think easily Atlanta can get to 6 digits. Just my
I don't know, man. That's you count other people's pockets. I don't know about easy.
Hey, there's some ballers in Atlanta. There's some people with some money in Atlanta. Come on now.
Hey, I just even when the previous AD was here and we had these tours, I think the record was under 6 digits. So I don't think anybody ever raised 6 digits at one of these functions. So, but hey, it's good. It's good if they do.
Yeah. Well, maybe I should have said 70, 75, but I'm gonna set a high bar. Set the bar high and see what happens. Okay. So that's upcoming for those Strike Tour. If you're in the Atlanta area, make sure you find a way. You can. I think the National Alumni, the Atlanta chapters, National Alumni Organization. You can find out more information. Just look them up on social media, Instagram or on X.
But let me just say one thing else. Thank you, Rattler Nation, for doing what Rattler Nation does. In spite of some things, and despite how we may feel about certain things or certain people, is about our student athletes and our coaches and our support staff. And we at a championship level in almost all our sports. And in order to maintain that and to build upon that and kind of institutionalize that is these us giving back. That's why we made a commitment with the boosters and after I do some things, I'm gonna make some announcements too. But yeah, we got the support. We got to give back, and we got to help influence where we want these FAMU athletics to go.
Mm-hmm. And that's why, we encourage you to make sure you join that Rattler Boosters, FAMURattlerBoosters.com. Go become a member. The only DSO that is primarily dedicated to supporting FAMU athletics. So please make sure, if you haven't done so, or maybe you're hesitating or you're thinking about it, come join us. Join, and let's find a way to be a part of the change in helping financially support FAMU athletics. So go join the FAMU Boosters. Previous admin did raise over $500,000 on the Strike Tour. So that's the high. That's the standard. But I think they had how many locations though? Wasn't that like over 6?
Yeah, they went. Yeah, no, they had about 8 or 9 locations. Okay. They did go more places.
Yeah, they did more places. So I think that's and it was well publicized and coordinated too.
Right,
I think with the changeover in administration, we're kind of not there yet in terms of getting the word out, and there are challenges with gathering up your coaches, and you got to have different coaches, but I
Yeah,
do like.
I was just gonna say I think they went to Houston and Dallas and Texas. They went to Chicago. They went to DC. They did South Florida. They did Jacksonville. I want to say they did Orlando, Tampa. They actually did a Tallahassee event, Atlanta, and maybe one more. So they did quite a few of those.
See, I'm waiting on somebody to be creative enough to do the get your coaches and get 4 or 5 get all your coaches on a bus, hit Orlando, go right down the turnpike to Orlando, take I-4 to Tampa, then take 75 south to the Fort Myers area, then go across 75 to Miami-Dade, and then go north to Jacksonville, and then come back home on I-10 to Tallahassee. And how many cities is that? You can hit 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, at least 6 strong hubs in the state, and that's just in the state of Florida. And I mean, yeah, you're on a bus, but look, I mean, come on, being on a bus for a few hours you could be worse. It could be worse. But you're gonna stay at hotels, and the booster clubs, I'm sure, could probably cover hotel rooms for the coaches and whomever is coming. But that would be a great bus tour. And I don't know, didn't they used to do that? Didn't the athletic department used to do that back in the day?
No, not the athletic department. The presidents.
Oh, okay.
Used to have the president's tour where they got on the bus and did all those stops. Coaches still got to recruit. They got to they have camps during the summer. So the carve out that kind of time to do all that probably wouldn't work out. You can have different coaches at different parts of that stop, but they couldn't do it for the whole term, because that would probably be like a week trip to try to set all that week and a half. So but yeah, I in terms of making sure you hit all those stops, though, that should be done, and actually developing again relationships, and coming out just with your hand out, right? Come with a plan and a vision. Hey, this is what this is our target, and these are some of the things we're gonna do. We working on this in terms of facilities. We're working on having an athletic endowed scholarship for this coach and this head coach, or these athletic programs. Give people something visual that targeted to help build that up. And then also I like to see us at some point put in corporate meet and greets like that, right? Where you bring in some corporations, you targeting just that group, not just alumni. Put some work in that thing.
I didn't get a chance to, and I just had to go back through my notes. Appreciate Juice Jones for giving me some intel here on the Jacksonville event, and I'm sure a lot of this was also kind of communicated down in Davie, but it's real significant. And we tweeted this out. The history of Jacksonville and FAMU is strong. There's a strong base of some great Rattler athletes and legends that are from the Jacksonville area. But folks who attended the Jacksonville event, you had Henry Killer Lawrence, Greg Coleman, of course you saw Coach Hubbard there.
Oh man, that chat is rough, boy.
No, it's yeah, they off the chain.
That chat is rough.
Billy Roll. So there was Tommy Chandler, some real legends that were in the house, and I thought some of the interesting nuggets from Coach Gordon, and she mentioned this as well. But yeah, Bob Hayes, obviously from Jacksonville. The fact that our women's basketball team has contests coming up against Florida State, UCF. She mentioned Georgia Tech, Jacksonville. So games that we will be in attendance. We have to be in attendance. And then she mentioned the Howard game. I mean, that's huge. That's huge.
Sweat challenge.
That is going to be awesome to be Howard's women. That's a good program, good team. That's going to be a fun Division I game. Now she didn't mention where that game was going to be played, and I don't know if that's a home and home or I don't know. I may have to.
I can't wait to find out the details. Right?
Yeah, we got to do some research and find out. But the fact that UCF game is the day after the Florida Classic, probably I pay attention to kind of UCF things around here. That game will probably be either a noon, 1 or 2 o'clock game. Gerald Thomas says it's going to be at FAM. Woo, juicy. Okay, that's good. That's good.
Boy, I tell you, boy,
that's going to be good.
Coach Pressure is awesome, boy.
Awesome. But that game against UCF right after the Florida Classic. I mean, if it's a noon, 1 o'clock, 2 o'clock game, you check out of your hotel, you head east towards UCF, go to the game. It's a beautiful area, beautiful campus, beautiful arena. And then after the game, you head on home. That's gonna be great. And then of course, the folks in Atlanta, you get the Georgia Tech game, Jacksonville Rattlers, you get a game against JU. Man, that's gonna be awesome. That's gonna be awesome. All right. If you're not aware, one or two other notes here. The Tampa Bay Rays are going to have a FAMU Day on Saturday, August 17th against the Arizona Diamondbacks. You can show your pride by purchasing tickets, whether it be a group ticket or an individual ticket, and you get that very cool hat. That customized orange and green cap. Of course, TB is that's the logo initials for the baseball team. You see, it's got the Rattler on the right side. You have until Thursday, August 15th to order your tickets. Go to raysbaseball.com/FAMU. And tickets look like they range in the ballpark of $50.
Mm-hmm.
So good opportunity there to support. Okay. Oh, I got one other slide here. Getting ready for football season. Look at that. Folks in Jacksonville are getting ready. They got some away bus trips that they are putting. We are, let me see, 52 minus 7 is what? 45? 45 days. 45 days away from the start of football season. But Jacksonville, they've got bus trips going to Montgomery, Alabama for the Alabama State. That is a homecoming game for Alabama State. So that game is going to be packed. That's going to be a great game, great crowd. The 100 will be in attendance, confirmed. Then they've got, I consider the game of the year, the HBCU football game of the year. That's FAMU traveling to Jackson State October 19th, and you can see the travel dates are the 18th through the 20th. They got a bus that's going from Jacksonville. I think they'll also be stopping in Tallahassee. So for those of you in the Tallahassee area, you can get on the bus. And so there's the information, those phone numbers there. You can get on the bus to go to those road games. All right. Good stuff. Let me get that graphic off there. All right. Let's go to our athletes of the year, Kelvin. How about that?
Sounds good.
Sounds good? All right. Athletes of the year. Loaded category here. One of the hardest categories, I think.
Absolutely.
You've got Libero of the Year, Brooke Hudson. SWAC MVP in basketball, Ariana Grizzle. Pitcher of the Year and Freshman of the Year, Zoriana Hughes. First team All SWAC from the number 1 spot in Rebecca Gaines. And then you've got Brianna Brown Marshall, indoor and outdoor high jump champion and outdoor field performer of the year.
Mm-hmm.
That's loaded.
Mm-hmm.
We'd be fortunate to have this kind of category in future years, but I mean, this is a loaded field.
It is.
What you care to? I'm not going to put you on the spot and say who'd you vote for, but what were your thoughts on this? What did it come down to for you?
So I'm fine with who won it, and I really thought that person would win it, but I kind of go with who the champions are. So I went with the track person because he was a champion twice.
I feel you, Kenya. Kenya says you go with that eeny, meeny, miny, mo. Kind of roll some dice. Just roll a dice, 1 to 5, and if you hit 6, roll again. I can see people doing that. That's okay. Well, let's go ahead and introduce the 2024 O&G Female Athlete of the Year. And it is Canada. That's right. It is none other than Ariana Grizzle, the MVP, SWAC MVP. That's my MVP. We called it right here on the show. Let people know. We let them know. Oh, but hold on, Kelvin. There's more. Hold on.
Thank you, O&G StrikeZone and Rattler Nation, for voting me Women's Athlete of the Year. I am honored to be named among such elite and accomplished athletes here at the best HBCU in the nation. It means so much to me that Rattler Nation thinks so highly of me, and the highest of 7 hills will always be home. Thank you to my teammates in Rattler Nation. Go Rattlers.
That's what's up.
Awesome. Yeah, thank you, Ariana. That was good, Bryan. You caught me off guard on that one.
I had to work on that. I told you I've been working on trying to get Ariana on the show, so I appreciate her taking a second to give us a shout out and to accept the award. That's awesome, man.
That is
what a wonderful young lady. I'm glad that she finished her career the way she did. She came to FAMU to finish it, and she finished it right, man. What an awesome story. What an awesome journey for that young lady. So good stuff. All right. Let's go to the men's category, the male athlete of the year.
A little surprising.
We got a couple of football players in Isaiah Major, defensive player of the year in the SWAC. Jeremy Musa, offensive player of the year in the SWAC. Caleb Granger he was the SWAC pitcher of the year. Ty Jackson, first team all SWAC and a part of the SWAC all tournament team. And then Marcus Taylor, who had the top score and leading FAMU to the PGA Works Collegiate Golf Tournament, winning an HBCU national champion. Very much in the same fashion that his coach, Mike Rice, did some 20 years ago. You said you were a little surprised at this one, huh?
Yeah.
All right. Well, without further ado, let's introduce our male athlete of the year. It is Marcus Taylor, the male athlete of the year, helping to lead the golf program to an HBCU national championship. What a year. What a year for Marcus.
Hey, just like I said, Rattler Nation put a big value on championships. That's usually who they go with. But I to that point though, Coach Prussia, boy, Rattler Nation in love with her. She can influence. She influenced that whole category on the ladies' side. I'm just saying.
I mean, the coach of the year, assistant coach of the year, and player.
Yeah.
Female athlete of the year. I mean, that's 3 categories coming out of the basketball program. That's huge.
Right.
That's huge.
Yes.
That's huge. That just tells you, I think, how Rattler Nation was so starved to see our women's basketball program have success, and then the type of people that influenced the warm feelings that Rattler Nation has. So good stuff. Good stuff.
But they went with a champion golfer, and I'm glad to see it. I'm happy to see that Rattler Nation. I think the O&G is doing its thing, but I'm proud. I'm very proud of what we do on here every Wednesday, man. To give this platform, to give all our sports some love, man, and that's major for a golfer to win it over a national championship, 2 MVP football players. Rattler Nation is
come a long way. I feel like we've come a long way. They're getting diverse, right, exactly, yeah. We definitely are coming a long way. We are coming a long way. Okay, we're gonna take a short break, and then coming back, we're gonna announce the winner of not only our men's sport coach of the year, but the team of the year, men and women's, the moment of the year for the men's sport and women's sport. And then we'll announce the winners of the Kofi Hemingway Most Spirited Rattler Award. And I'm going to talk through this one, Kelvin, because, and I should have talked with you about this. And I know last year we had 2 recipients, if I'm not mistaken, correct? We had a male and a female last year, correct? I feel like we did. Do you recall?
Well, for the Kofi Award?
Yeah, for the Kofi Award.
I can't recall off the top of my head.
All right, I'm gonna have to do some digging. So I'm gonna dig real quick, see what I can find. I believe we did, but we'll announce the winner of that coming up after the break. Hang in there with us. You're watching the O&G StrikeZone right here on the Black College Sports Network. We'll be back in just a moment.
Itchy, squirmy, scratchy, family not getting clean? Get Charmin Ultra Strong. Go get 'em. It just cleans better. With a diamond weave texture, your family can use less while still getting clean.
Goodbye, itchy squirm. Hello, cream bottom.
We all go. Why not enjoy the go with Charmin?
At Hampton Law, our primary goal is to provide non-traditional yet effective solutions and redefine the approach to client legal concerns. As your trusted legal advisor, we believe in sophisticated, personalized services that eliminate the confusion and complexity sometimes associated with legal matters. Our high standard for client care and concern, coupled with our extensive legal knowledge and skills, make Hampton Law a resource focused on the protection of the client's interest and overall goals. We value our clients and truly enjoy working with them. Visit thamptonlaw.com to conveniently schedule an appointment online. Tamika Hampton Esquire, 1631 Rock Springs Road, Suite 336, Apopka, Florida, 407-494-1471. thamptonlaw.com.
Nope. Nope.
Come on, him?
Ooh, I like him.
Quick, the quicker picker-upper. Bounty picks up messes quicker, and each sheet is 2 times more absorbent, so you can use less.
He's an 8.
He's a 9.
Bounty, the quicker picker-upper.
From novice to aficionado, find yourself here. High quality cigars plus personal customer service. Slow Burn is Waco's only mobile cigar lounge, featuring a meticulous, curated collection of premium cigars. Visit our website, www.slowburnwaco.com. That's www.slowburnwaco.com.
When it comes to professional learning, teachers deserve better. From the leader in online learning, Stride brings you the Stride Professional Development Center, an on-demand library of mobile-friendly courses that gives teachers choice and flexibility, allowing them to learn anytime and anywhere. Our dynamic courses provide bite-sized learning and help educators advance their knowledge while also gaining professional development hours. It's time you take charge of your learning. Visit us today to get started.
Welcome back to the O&G Strike Zone. All right, Kelvin. Let's do as hit the thumbs up and the like button. However you're watching the show. I'm going through the comments here. Let me see if I got any. Oh man, you're funny.
There you go.
You're funny.
You miss your call. You miss your calling there when you should be a comedian.
I'm telling you, man. I'm telling you. Appreciate all you guys in the chats. Appreciate again. Tough. Appreciate all the votes. You guys did a great job on the voting. Most spirited. No, EA. Who's your vote? Who's your vote, EA? You tell us. Who's your most spirited award go to? I'm curious.
No, why did you open them cans of
I
worms?
know. I shouldn't have done that. All right. Let's do this. Let's go to this category here. Our women's sport most memorable moment. A lot of different options here. And I got to make sure I find this here. Okay. So, as you can see, some of the different categories that we have, the events that took place. You have the cross-country team winning the SWAC championship. You got the indoor track team winning championship. You've got our women's basketball team, the shorthanded win against Bethune-Cookman to qualify for the SWAC tournament. The top 3 scorers had fouled out with 4 minutes to go in a tight ball game against Bethune. Winner, loser could have very well have been eliminated, although I think Bethune did get in as an 8 seed, but we might not have. We might not have based on like tiebreakers or something like that. So
yeah, I think we had to win to get in.
We had to win to get in.
Yeah.
Volleyball's championship match against Jackson State went 5 sets. The outdoor track program, that last day, Saturday, what an amazing race. We were in first place with like 3 events to go. Ended up in second. Tennis, the championship match against Alabama State went to the last match, pretty much the last set of the last match. And we almost took that one home. Softball getting a win on the first game on Veronica Wiggins Field against Jacksonville University. The bowling team controversy, it was ugly, but a memorable moment nonetheless. Then the softball team stealing a win in game 1 of the SWAC tournament that sort of pushed them towards getting to the SWAC championship game. What did you vote for on this one?
The one that won.
I did too.
It was hard not to.
It was hard not to. So I don't have any fancy Sadly, I'm slipping on this one, Kelvin. I don't have any fancy graphics for this one, but the winner of the women's sport memorable moment was, let me double check my notes, make sure I got it right. Yes, okay. It was the women's basketball game winning shorthanded against Bethune-Cookman. We had lost our top 3 scorers due to foul trouble, including Grizzle, Olivia Delancey, and I think, was it Hendricks who was the 3rd scorer in that game?
And I think we lost Grizzle like in the 3rd quarter.
No, Grizzle went out in the 4th. It was Delancey that we lost in the 3rd quarter.
Yeah, we lost one. We lost one. We lost one in the 3rd. We lost one early in the 4th.
Yep.
And then we lost the last one, with about 4 minutes left.
Right. And when Grizzle fouled out, it was like, oh my God, who how are we gonna win this game? But man, they found a way. They got stops and they got a couple of buckets, some timely buckets, but that was a game. And for me, it was tough between that and the softball stealing a win. That was a great pitching game that came down to the last at bat. That was a tough one. That was a tough one. But again,
the fact that it got us to the SWAC championship for the first time ever. I mean, right, and it was against Bethune-Cookman. It just it gave us the edge.
Yeah. Edwin Moore said he watched it. Gail was there. What a great game. So another category 1 for the women's basketball program.
Yeah. Dominate.
That's dominant. That's dominant. Congratulations. Okay. The moments for the men's sport, most memorable moments. You got a few football ones in there. You've got the football team winning the Celebration Bowl with a 4th quarter rally. You've got the Southern game, the 4th quarter lights out standoff and the victory. You've got the football team hosting the SWAC championship at Bragg for the first time. You've got the season opening kickoff in the Orange Blossom Classic, returned for a touchdown by Marcus Riley. You've got sadly, you've got the Coach Simmons resignation. And then you've also got the attempted hiring of another coach and how that all played out. And then you've got golf, and then the golf program winning the HBCU national championship. I've been vocal about where my thoughts were. What were your thoughts on this category?
Well, it was a great. It was a couple of them I was torn between, and I'll be honest, they both were football. The Riley return was definitely memorable. Opening kickoff for a touchdown for sure. But ultimately, what I voted for and what I thought would win won. And it goes back to we value championships.
We do. And the winner. It sucks. All this work I did, I didn't make any graphics for this. So anyway, but the winner of the men's sport memorable moment was the 4th quarter rally in the Celebration Bowl to win the Celebration Bowl and to claim the undisputed HBCU national championship. That was voted on as the memorable moment, and very well deserving. I could have understood FAMU folks going the opposite direction and start with the opening kickoff. I like that because historically that had never happened. And all of the pain and anguish that we had suffered in that game the previous 2 years, and for the opening play to get a touchdown from Marcus Riley, a transfer from the school down south. What? Oh my God.
It was memorable.
That was memorable. But so congratulations to the football program on that one. So, okay. Let's go back to what I teased out of the break. the men's sport coach of the year. Champions, all of them. Coach Willie Simmons, Coach Preston Mike Rice, Coach Jamie Shute, all champions. I mean, it's a hard one.
Yep, all champions.
It's a hard one. How'd you handicap this one? Where'd you think this would go?
I mean, all are deserving, but I'll just say this. You know what is the most popular sport? Everybody on this broadcast know what's the most popular sport at FAMU. Well, we talk the most trash.
All right. Well said. Okay. So, without further ado, the winner of the 2024 Men's Sport Coach of the Year. I got to find the right graphic here. Sorry. All right. The winner of the 2024 Men's Sport Coach of the Year is Coach Willie Simmons. That's right. Oh, but wait, Kelvin, there's more.
I know that was coming.
Nation, got a great surprise for you. Joining me right here live is none other than our head coach. Always will be our head coach, Coach Willie Simmons. Coach Willie Simmons. Coach, how you doing, man? Congratulations on winning our O&G Awards for Head Coach of the Year, the program winning Team of the Year, and also for the Moment of the Year. How you doing, Coach?
I'm doing well, and just honored and blessed to receive this prestigious award. And 2023 was a magical year, and just glad that we're able to add to the rich history and legacy that is Florida A&M and Florida A&M football.
Coach, what an amazing year. Obviously, first off, how are you doing? I mean, you know, we haven't had a chance to talk to you over the past 6 months. Been a lot of changes, a lot of things going on in your life with your job, obviously, new job. So just kind of give people an update on how you and the family are doing, if you would.
Well, we're doing well. We're in transition. Obviously, family is transitioning here. They've been here for about 3.5 weeks now. We're still moving. U-Hauls, a couple of U-Haul drives, a couple of packaging companies, and so packing companies rather. And we're just enjoying the move, enjoying the transition. Duke has been amazing for me personally and professionally. I'm really enjoying this experience, learning a lot. Trying to keep up with Florida A&M as much as possible. Still a lot of players there that I coach, a lot of coaches that we built a great championship program there with, and even fans and administrators. So just Rattlers, FAMU's in my blood, and I think everyone who's ever met me knows that. It's in my wife's blood, and we're always indebted to that place for what it's done for our family. But enjoying this new move and looking forward to what's next on the horizon.
Well, Coach, hey, one of the pleasures over the past 6 months, obviously also assistant coach Ryan Smith was named our O&G Awards Men's Sport Assistant Coach of the Year. To no surprise, I mean, football just kind of runs away with practically most of the awards. And as we've talked to various coaches, current Coach Colsey, we've talked to Coach Henry, Coach Patterson, and players, the foundation that you have set forth for FAMU football is so rewarding. If you would just kind of talk about just how the process of laying that down and what that means when you see, obviously we haven't played any games yet, but it feels good to say there are successful people, coaches and players in a position to be successful. What does that mean to you?
Well, it means that we accomplished, what we set out to do when we got there 6 years ago. I came to Florida A&M with the sole purpose of restoring that rich, championship tradition that I grew up knowing about. And I knew it was going to take a lot of hard work. It was going to take me surrounding myself with phenomenal coaches, great players, and having an administration that's on board. And of course, I knew the fan base was always on board. They've always been amazing. And it all came together, and I've had a couple of opportunities to transition throughout those 6 years there. It wasn't the right time at some of the other times. And I vividly remember a conversation I had with previous AD Courtney Gaucher, previous NAA president, Colonel Greg Clark, and Kevin Lawson. And I said, when it's time for me to leave, which it will be at some point, my goal is that the program is on good footing, that whoever takes it over is not walking into a rebuild, much like I did. And I feel with everything in my fiber that we've accomplished that I feel Coach Cozy has walked into a phenomenal situation. The foundation has been set, and it's not only because of me, it's because of the people that I mentioned earlier. But I think he's walking into a great situation. I think the players there understand what it takes. I think the tradition has been restored. And people that walk into that locker room for the first time will understand that they're part of something special. And so, there were a lot of questions about why I left or why this time and not previous times. But I felt that I left the program in a position where success can be sustained. And no pressure on Cozy, obviously. He's got to go in and put his own spin on the program. But I don't think that there are a lot of parts that need to be changed. Obviously, he'll put his own blueprint on the program, but a lot of the basic things that it takes to be a championship program are already there. And I look forward to seeing what those guys can do moving forward.
Coach, I think there is no greater acknowledgement, or I guess recognition, of the work you did when you can leave a place better than when you got it. I think that is I think for any coaches, whether it's me down at the high school level or other people in college and pros or whatever, any organization, when you can leave it in a better place than when you got it, I think that's a testament to the leadership starting at the head coach. So I think on behalf of all of the people that watch our show, the family, Rattler Nation, thank you for doing that. And that's a testament to you. Before I let you go, I got to ask you, obviously one of the moments of the year was as voted on by everybody, was the fourth quarter comeback. But for me personally, Coach, it was the opening game. The opening play was my play of the year. When you think back on the season, from the first play to the last, is there a moment that really gives you goosebumps when you think about it, or just maybe reflect back on a play or a situation or something that you can from the past season?
Well, I'll tell you what, you couldn't have written a better script than last season. You open the season with the kickoff return for a touchdown, and you end the season with a flea flicker for a touchdown that wins the national championship, and then a big interception by Isaiah Major, obviously. But I think those two moments really culminate just what a magical season 2023 was for this football program. I mean, there were so many high points, so many outstanding moments. Individual plays, we had both players of the year in the conference, Jeremy Musa and Isaiah Major, had a top 5 defense in the country, had one of the best kickers in America. And so again, I took my hat to everyone who had a hand in making this season what it was. And there are a lot of unsung heroes. Obviously I get a lot of the credit being the head coach, and that's understandable. But when you talk about the 10 phenomenal assistant coaches that I had, not just Coach Smith, but the guys that you mentioned, Joe Henry, Antonio Carter, Marcus Wyndham, Casey Warman, James Spady. On the defensive side, Milton Patterson, Pat Watkins, James Cozy, Devon Morgan. Those guys, along with Coach Smith, did an amazing job. I mean, Cole Forney, the strength conditioning coach. We didn't lose a fourth quarter all season. Not even against South Florida, the one game that we did drop. So when you look at the conditioning level of our players, you look at the health of our guys, Maddie with the nutrition, Donald in the equipment room. I mean, we're still voted best uniforms every year, and understanding the guys coming out dripped out, feeling good about what they're wearing. Again, the training room, the video department, just again, a lot of the people that would never hear their name called, that are really, really critical parts of this entire organization, and so just to be able to be surrounded by so many people who were committed to the excellence of our student athletes is what really made the year stand out. Again, the moments, that's not what I remember, in 5 years, in 10 years. The kickoff return was huge by Marcus Riley. Being a transfer, being a Tallahassee kid coming over from the school down south. The trick play at the end of the Celebration Bowl. Those will be moments that people talk about, but I will remember forever the people that made the year what it is or what it was for us, and that's what makes FAMU special. It's always been the people. That's what will continue to make FAMU special. Is the people, and that's just something that, again, that I'm looking forward to seeing. And so I'm extremely humbled. Again, it's probably the last award that I received from that season, because I've received a lot. But again, I'm just so thankful. Thankful to the 220 quarterback club. God rest his soul, Eddie Jackson. What he meant to the program. That can't be understated. So if there's an MVP, it's Eddie Jackson, no question about it. The contributions that he made, the nutrition, the cooling station, everything that we had that they were able to provide for us to go on the field every Saturday and not worry about anything, just go play loose and play football. That's something that, again, I'm extremely grateful for. The boosters, Rattler, the Rattler Elf Club, the NAA, their contributions, and then again our administration, and so as always, there are a lot of things that people can say negatively about Florida A&M because it's just the rabid fan base that we have, the passionate people that we have. We have a saying here that the root word of suffer, not root word, but I guess the origin of passion, means to suffer with. And Rattler Nation's passionate about their university, about their athletic programs. And so we have to be willing to suffer together, in tough times. And that's what I was saying when the dark clouds arise. It's so prominent there. So again, I don't want to, like I did for the last 6 years, I don't want to take any undue attention away from the people that really made this thing go. I set a directive, and I'm blessed that the people that were under me followed that directive every single day. That's all I did. I just tried to be a supportive leader. I tried to lead by example. I tried to let people do their jobs, and I'm blessed, and the players are fortunate that people did their jobs at the highest level. And that's why you see people transition on to quote unquote bigger schools like Devin Rispers, like Ryan Smith, Troy Johnson, those individuals, and they've earned it. And Devon Morgan going to be a head football coach of his own now. So again, just thankful to Rattler Nation. I can't say enough what, again, this place means to me, to my family, and I'm honored to receive this award. And you haven't heard the last of Willie Simmons. I'll be close by. I'll be following games, and if I can, looking at our schedule, I may even try to make one or two. But we're going to support financially, my wife and I, and we're going to continue to make sure that Florida A&M is the pinnacle of not only HBCU football, but Division I FCS football as well.
Well, Coach, you said it. You said it right there. I will just say, on behalf of the O&G StrikeZone, the Black College Sports Network, myself, Roy Evans, Kelvin Rozier, Marcus Green, even God rest his soul, the late Kofi Hemingway, you have meant a lot to our family, our productions, our shows, and it's been a pleasure to talk with you every time we get a chance to get information, to get insight. So we thank you sincerely for being a friend of the O&G, and we wish you nothing but great success. And we look forward to seeing you doing great things at Duke and even in the future. So with that, sir, I say thank you. God bless you, you and your family, the kids. Be well, and God bless you guys.
Thanks, Bryan. Really appreciate it. Strike again.
That's our coach. That's our coach.
Yeah. Yeah. He dropped the mic with that response, man. He was on point. And him giving, credit and kudos to his staff, support staff, and assistant coaches and all that, man. That separate coach from other people, right? He's accomplished a lot and he's done well and he's doing well. But he lifts people up with him, right? He brings people up with him. You look at the tree he's developing. He got people in the pros. So yeah, man. That was awesome, man. You did a great job. And thank you, Coach Simmons.
I'm glad you guys enjoyed that. Very cool of him. Again, he was in the middle of packing and movers, and for him to take time out, that I'm telling you, man, that makes. That's why we do this. I mean, I think I speak for Kelvin and Marcus. That's why we do this, man. To have the opportunity to connect with our coaches and to hear them and to hear their passion, and this is why you support, ladies and gentlemen. Remember, when we implore you to become a member of the boosters, when we tell you to go to the strike tour, when we tell you to go to the kickoff luncheon, your dollars, your support is going behind great people. And there are a lot of great coaches. So cool stuff. Let's finish up with the last couple of awards, our Team of the Year and the Kofi Hemingway Spirited Rattler Awards, our men and women's award. Nominees for the Women's Sport Team of the Year.
Oof.
Yeah. Our volleyball team, cross country team, indoor track, softball, tennis, and the 4x400 outdoor relay team that won gold, first place at the SWAC outdoor tournament. Kelvin, any thoughts?
I forgot who won this one, so I won't be surprised. I'm gonna be surprised when I see it, but I know for me, again, I value championship, so I personally went with cross country because it was out of nowhere. We had no idea that that championship was going to happen.
Yeah. Damn, I'm trying to remember who. I don't even remember who I voted for, to be honest with you. I don't even want to lie to you. So, okay. So without further ado, and this was close. This because that's a tough category. And I will admit I'm surprised, but when you think about it in its entirety, I'm not. I guess I'm gonna say it that way. The 2024 Women's Sport Team of the Year is our FAMU softball team, Coach Patterson, the SWAC East Division champs, the 1 seed in the SWAC tournament, advanced to the championship this past year. Congratulations to Coach Camise Patterson, our softball team, on winning, being recognized as the Team of the Year. Wow.
Very deserving.
Close votes too. Close.
Yeah,
votes.
It was. I remember it was close. It was a couple of them that had 30-some percent. Right.
Oh yeah. It was close. But yeah. So definitely.
Hey, let me say this. He always cracking jokes on everybody else. Edward Morris, start lusting over our coaches.
Yeah. No, you can't have. No. No. Yeah. I'm trying to. Oh, okay. I was trying to sit there trying to figure out who he was. Oh, okay. Yeah. Now I had to go back and look at the tweets and figure out who he was talking about. Edwin Moore. He like what he likes. All right.
Yes, sir.
Yeah. Okay. Good deal. Okay. Our men's sport team of the year came down much like the head coach award. Came down to 3 sports: football, baseball, and golf. And I think if you kind of know how the show has been rolling with the awards, you can probably figure
this is a layup.
This one's a layup. This one's a layup. Our 2024 men's sport team of the year, FAMU football. That's right. FAMU football. Taking care of business. SWAC East Division champs. SWAC football champs, Celebration Bowl champs, undisputed HBCU football national champs. I mean, that's the big four. That's the big four getting it done. And they took home an offensive and defensive player of the year in the conference as well.
Yep.
And coach of the year. I'm sorry.
Coach of the year. That's right.
And coach of the year. Yeah. So, I mean, it's one of those magical seasons that nobody will ever forget.
Absolutely not.
Yeah. So we'll end the show with now it's funny, the second annual Kofi Hemingway Most Spirited Rattler Award is a write-in. We've got all kinds of names, contributors, alumni, student athletes. But usually when you get the kind of response that we get when we do this, you get a couple of names that sort of stand out. And as we did last year, and that's funny, Kelvin, I didn't put in the thing, I didn't say, hey, vote for one man, one woman,
Right.
did we? No, we just said vote for one. But it always kind of works out, as it did last year and this year, that you get 2 individuals, one male, one female, that stand out.
Amazing people.
It is. And I think that's what this speaks to. The people who voted, this is the category that speaks to these people being recognized by their peers because...
Let me ask a question. Did you tip your hand? Did you tell one person?
I did
Do
not.
they know?
No.
I can't wait to see this.
Now you've seen the script, right?
Well, evidently I must have missed something.
So hold on. When you said if I tip my hand, see, we do a male and a female student athlete. Should I do the third one that's there? If you look at the script, should I do the third one? And see, we're taking you. This is behind the scenes, so you guys who are watching, like, what are they talking about? Ooh, what are they talking about? Are you seeing what I'm seeing? Are you looking at it? You see our man, you see our male, our female nominees, and then you see the third. I don't know if we did that last year. Is that what you were talking about when you said, did I tip my hand? We're talking in code right now, folks. That's all right. You're getting behind the scenes look here as Kelvin and I discuss something that we should have probably talked about in the pre-show.
Yeah. I say go for it.
On the fly, we're gonna go for it.
On the fly.
So all three of them.
Yeah.
Okay.
Got to.
I like that. Again, over the hundreds of people who voted, 3 names stood out: 1 male student athlete, 1 female student athlete, and an alum. That's right. And I think this is the first time that we did this. Last year we only did student athletes, but I think in the future we may kind of keep with this theme and recognizing not only an alumni
It's named after Kofi. We have to.
It's named after Kofi, exactly. Okay, so our female winner of the Kofi Hemingway Most Spirited Rattler Award is women's basketball player Ariana Grizzle. Congratulations to Ariana. Again, a write-in category. So that tells you the spirit and embodiment of and character that her peers have for her. Awesome. Our male athlete is from our golf team, Marcus Taylor. So congratulations to Marcus. Congratulations to Ariana and Marcus. Not only athletes of the year, but also bringing home the Kofi Hemingway Spirited Rattler Award. That's a nice double there for each of them. And again, writing category speaks to those individuals. And again, I can't wait till we can actually get Ariana and get Marcus Taylor on the show. And the new category for this year is our alumni category. And this one goes to someone who has been on the show, been a loyal supporter since day one.
Got a campaign. Have
What
a
you say?
campaign. Yeah, have a campaign that has been led and raised funds for not just athletics, actually, but for the university.
Right. And the Kofi Hemingway Award, as voted on by Rattler Nation, our alumni representative, Kenya Sykes. Miss Kenya Sykes. So I know she's in the chats. She's watching. So Kenya, we say congratulations to you on winning the first Kofi Hemingway Spirited Alumni Rattler Award. So that's quite an honor that you were selected by the voters. And so so again, Ariana Grizzle, Marcus Taylor, Kenya Sykes, congratulations.
We got a special recognition one too.
Present that one.
You the one that suggested it. We watched this organization come back today.
Mm-hmm.
And I'm speaking of course, no other than the late great Eddie Jackson from the 220 Club. Everybody know his accomplishments and 58 years at FAMU total. And he literally on the way out, was still making sure FAMU Athletics was taken care of, even when he wasn't at his strongest. So Kenya and Eddie, with their fundraising initiatives and what they do, and again, they weren't getting paid. They're not getting paid to do this stuff.
Mm-hmm.
But they about it. They serious about being a rattler, and because of their passion, it's hard not to be passionate with them. Right. when they ask, people support, right? People give because it's them, and that says something about of course Kenya and Mr. Jackson, man, and what people think of. You got to remember this, like Bryan said, this was right in. These were what Rattler Nation is saying. So just keep it up. You are appreciated. You are loved by Rattler Nation at large.
Yes, indeed. Appreciate all of you guys online recognizing caught Kenya by surprise. Gotcha, Kenya. Definitely. Well, if there's a few tears, we appreciate you. And again, we'll set up a time and bring you on and give you a chance to do uh, an acceptance speech there, Kenya. But again, thank you to you, thank you to the late Eddie Jackson. And I think that's why we wanted to kind of do this this way. So I think we may we'll definitely kind of keep this tradition going forward of recognizing our alumni going forward, and so kind of keep that.
They're not two better. There are not two better people in Rattler Nation to represent the Kofi Hemingway Spirit Award. They represent it to the fullest.
Well said. All right. I think we have covered everything in a loaded show tonight, Kelvin. Man, what an awesome show.
Great show, man. I feel so loved and appreciated about this show, man. This was awesome.
Want to thank our guests, and I want to encourage all of you who are watching, make sure to let our guests know you appreciate them coming on the show. Marvin Green, the FAMU Sports Hall of Fame. You can go to eventbrite.com. Just type in FAMU Sports Hall of Fame, September 27th. Keep that date circled. KJ Parker, we wish him all the best at Florida Southwestern this upcoming year. And thank him for representing FAMU as hard and as well as he did as a freshman last year. We thank Joshua Padilla for coming on the show. Coach Bridget Gordon for coming on the show.
Ariana.
Thank Ariana Grizzle. Thank Coach Willie Simmons. And for all being a part of this broadcast and this show. And thank you to every single person that voted and took some time out to vote.
Absolutely.
The numbers were great. Really appreciate all of you. And we thank all of our teams, all of our student athletes, all of the support staff, all of the coaches. Man, you guys represent FAMU athletics in such a great way.
Absolutely.
And I mean, we can't say enough. We cannot say enough. So thank you, everybody. I want to remind you again about joining the boosters, FAMU Rattler boosters. Join us in our membership drive this month and come join us for a chance. First off, join us at the kickoff luncheon on August 10th to kick off the 2024-25 year. And you can come get a table with us. You can purchase a table with your company. But if you want to sit with us at our table, you got to join and be a part of the Jericho Broadcast Network's YouTube page. There it is. Join myjbnonline/join. There's a couple of different ways, couple different membership levels that you can join and be a part of the Black College Sports Network, the O&G StrikeZone. And so what we'll do is in 2 weeks, we'll do a raffle involving the people who are a part of, we'll do something with them, and then we'll go to this event together on August 10th. All right. Did I cover everything? Did I miss anything?
No, I think you covered everything. I want to end the show by just reminding people to watch the HBCU baseball classic on Friday with 4 Rattlers representing a part of that. And also I know FAMU the band camp starts on the 14th, from the 14th to 20th next week. And somebody reached out to me today saying, hey, can I still get someone in? So I already directed it into who to call potentially, but anyway, just want to put it on radar that band camp is next week. And they always end it with the show in the Lawson. So if anybody in town next weekend, you can go check that out. And of course, we'll be at SWAC Media Day next Tuesday. So looking forward to that. You're on mute.
Next week's show will probably be in Atlanta, I think. Probably. We'll see.
You'll be in Atlanta.
Oh, okay. You're gonna have okay. Well, yeah,
I gotta come back.
You gotta get back. Okay. So yeah, I'll be in Atlanta probably next Wednesday. Because I know there's an event or a function. I don't know. So I got to figure out what the schedule is, and I don't know how we'll do a show. We'll figure out how to do a show next week. But again, SWAC Media Day, Coach Cozy will be there. Kelvin Dean will be there. Kendall Bowler will be there. So we'll get interviews with all of them. Make sure to watch the Black College Sports Network. Make sure you're following at MyBCSN1, the number 1. And also make sure you're following the O&G Strike Zone on Facebook, X, Instagram, and on YouTube. And that's where you can watch live coverage from SWAC Media Day in Birmingham, Alabama, Tuesday morning, September 16th, probably starting around 10 o'clock Eastern. No, 11 o'clock Eastern, 10 Central is usually how they, because I forgot they're an hour behind. So, all right. Well, loaded show. Thank you guys for sticking around. Any parts that you miss, you can always pick it up on YouTube, or you can go download the BCSN Pod Zone everywhere you listen to podcasts, Amazon Music, iHeartRadio, Apple or Google Podcast, all of those great locations. Go download, subscribe, rate, and review the podcast, BCSN Pod Zone. Thank you again, everybody, for watching the show. Yes, next year, I guess I will have to be suited up. Kelvin has set the standard now when we do the show. So do the O&G Awards. So I have to get suited up next year. Thanks, Kelvin. Thanks.
Anytime, man. Anytime.
For Marcus Green, Kelvin Rojan, Bryan Fulford, thank you for watching tonight. God bless. Be well. Fangs up. Strike again, Rattlers. Be well, be safe, and we'll see you soon.